Lance is going to eat his cat.
I would say something else, but I don't want to get him in trouble.
So why does he have 2 streams?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just picked the first one.
I think you set up 2. Maybe double click.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
probably.
set up 2.
Fine. There was only one person waiting in the other one.
Well, we're live now, so this is great radio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it isn't Robert Geislinger of Arcane Wonders.
Is that his title?
Yes.
I thought Pete gave him a different title.
No, it's Robert Geislinger of Arcane Wonders.
Thanks, Pete.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I did, but that was probably a private conversation, Anthony.
Yeah.
Well, now they're sitting there wondering, like, what did you call him?
Yeah, I'm actually wondering the exact same thing.
Oh, it could be anything with me, you know that.
That's good radio.
Yeah, that is good radio.
All right.
I'll just do this whole stream holding my copy of Anti-Up.
That's okay.
What is the anti-up stuff? What is that? That's the new game or something?
It's the new expansion. It adds new tokens, new cards, new characters, new weapons, new items, new tracks, trains, all kinds of cool stuff. Didn't you back it on Kickstarter?
I didn't. I mean,
I like to support Travis, and honestly, Western Legends is in my top 10 games of all time. So anything for that line, I'll probably back. So it looks good. I'm excited for it.
I didn't back it on Kickstarter. I haven't played it, but I did the how to play.
That's awesome.
Solid.
I saw a bang truck the other day. Like
I don't think that's what you thought you saw.
It is not like the old no, it was like it was you like how you see a Pepsi or a Coke truck.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a truck that it just said it was for the bang drink. It was like that is extremely specific. I was just like this must be just like the newest most amazing drink that ever hit the land.
I have not tried it yet, but you said it's keto friendly, right?
Oh yeah, sugar, no carbs.
Huh. Is it banging?
It is banging, and there's like 8,000 different flavors. So
I'll have to.
Wait, is that the stuff you gave me a can of at Geekway?
I think so. Yeah.
It was okay.
Well, it depends. And if you didn't like it, if you didn't like the flavor, you can always get another one because there's tons more.
Just don't get the champagne one.
Champagne is like I said, it tastes like banana diet soda.
Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't even sound good.
No.
So I'm actually kind of interested in that one now.
No, it is. I mean, if I could not, I choked through one can of it just because I bought it, and I was like, but it was horrible. It was absolutely awful.
I just finished my Quake.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the pear Red Bull.
Well, there you go. What was I going to say?
My drink choices have been boring. I've been just drinking Diet Mountain Dew and Gatorade Zero.
Diet Mountain Dew has aspartame in it. That's bad for you.
I mean, at the moment, I'm just drinking coffee and pumpkin spice creamer. So.
Oh well, yay. So, Robert of Arcane Wonders, how's it going with the new digs?
It's going pretty good. Insanely busy trying to.
I like the product placement of Ruby in the background, just off the shoulder.
Both of them, and it's not on purpose. It's I actually hadn't played Ruby yet, so I did a solo game of it earlier tonight.
Yeah, totally not on purpose, guys.
Nice.
By the way, go check out Ruby at your local game store.
Yes, I mean, do check that out.
Here.
And Volcanic Isle coming out on the 16th.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I actually finally got to play it, so I ran a solo game of it tonight.
Nice.
I like it. I also just did, because I wasn't familiar with Ruby before getting here. I also last weekend binge watched all 6 seasons.
Oh, nice. Oh, I was gonna say this, but I'll wait. I'll mention it again if Aldi shows up. But I just for background noise, I've been rewatching The Sopranos. You know, just a great TV show, and just rewatching the whole thing. And there is a scene where Carmela goes to visit Meadow at NYU, and she has like all of these like gifts for her, like her laundry and some other stuff, just some random things. And she brings her like homemade lunch, but just to have it in a bag, she has it in a Gateway Computers bag. Remember like that? Like they had remember the Gateway Computers that had like the cow spots on the side?
I had a couple Gateway Computers growing up.
I had the giant Gateway 2000 tower that stood like this far off the floor.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was like, oh, wow, Gateway Computers. I have not... and I haven't watched all 6 seasons. I've just watched like I think I've watched 2.5 seasons or 3 seasons, maybe.
Not in 1 week, 1 weekend.
Yeah, hold on here. Say, WWE is not punk rock. Does anyone here follow wrestling? No. Why would you ask something like that? Yes, I do. So there.
I also had a Hewlett, or not a Hewlett, Packard Bell computer back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Packard Bell. They used to be a big deal about 20 years ago.
Remember when there was all those things like to get a computer, like there was like, oh, you can't afford a personal computer, and there was like that Blue Hippo will charge you like $100 a month for 4 years for $1,000 computer.
You end up paying like $6,000 for a computer, but you're paying it over little bits.
Or what I did. Go to like Best Buy to buy all the parts for a computer, but get the gift card because you signed up for MSN for 2 years. I think at one point I had like 4 MSN accounts going.
Oh, nice. No, I remember that was I remember building computers and saving a ton of money doing that instead of going to Newegg. I like going and seeing my my purchases on Newegg from like 15 years ago.
There was CompUSA was the big store. We used to buy all of our computer parts. I think they're out of business.
I was looking through some of my old Fry's purchases. I don't know why, but I remembered. Does anybody remember Cyrix, the CPU?
No, I don't think I've ever had one of theirs.
Cyrix was a processor that competed with Intel and AMD in the early 2000s, and they were also in a lot of the E-Machines computers.
E-Machines I've heard of. Okay. The value computers.
Cyrix,
the E-Machines. Yes,
which led me into a rabbit hole of whatever happened to Cyrix, and then I was on the internet for too long.
Yeah, no, good stuff from way back in the day.
So what's everyone been playing this week?
I played Trismegistus, the Ultimate Formula, the new super heavy game from Daniel Tascini, the guy who did Tzolk'in. And that was the what was it? So that it's tough to explain. There's so many different gears and things. The theme of it is you're making potions, or you're trying to make potions, or you're attempting to like basically create. You're all like from the era of Isaac Newton. These like basically the people you're trying to change like different materials into other materials and trying to search for the ultimate formula. And there's a lot of different ways. There's I mean, it's weird. It's like there's not a ton of ways to score points as the game is being played, but it's like you ramp up your like little engine to basically at the end you score a bunch of points at the end for how well you've done. So it's oh man, it was a serious brain burner. I had a lot of fun. I did horribly. I didn't finish last, but I finished way behind the leader. Good game though, really good game. If you like heavy Euros.
My Tapestry came in this week, so I'll be playing that this weekend.
This is what I've got on tap.
Oh, Roads and Boats. Is that the new version?
That's the anniversary edition.
Oh, nice.
Roads.
Never
and
played
boats
that, but
and etc.
Not only is it giant, but it's also heavy as hell.
Cool. Yeah, I have a couple buddies that really like the original, so I have not played it yet though.
So this has the expansion and everything in it. So
Yep.
I just got done playing this.
Oh.
It was a playable Eklund game, so that's something, right?
Most of his games are playable. It's just
Understanding them.
This definitely aired more on the side of being a game than being just a thing. So, no, it was good. We had a fun time. It's really silly, but it was fun.
I'm picking up Undaunted tomorrow. My store told me that my pre-order came in, so I'll be checking that out this weekend also. I'm excited about that. I've heard good things about it. Have you played your fantasy football yet, Lance?
I have not, but
yeah, me neither. And I feel bad about it because I waited so freaking long for it, and now I haven't played it.
But J.R. Honeycutt was on his way to
Shucks.
shut up. Yeah, to Shucks, and he drove through town, and he stayed the night at my house, and he signed my box for me.
Why didn't you have him teach you how to play while he was there? You missed a perfect opportunity.
Because he got in super late, and then so we just stayed. We watched the taping of Raw together, and made fun of the wrestling together. And then the next day I had to work, and we hung out for a little bit. We went and grabbed lunch. I took him to the best board game store in our area, and then he had to take off and head to Vancouver. So, but it was nice. It was nice to see him. Yeah, I won't see him. I'll see him again at BGG-Con. But yeah, and that guy snores loudly.
Well, you guys sleep in the same room?
No, but I was working and he was still sleeping on the couch, and yeah, you could have thought there was a motor running every 5 seconds. But anyway, it was nice to have him around. Hey, I have a grievance there.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has one. My grievance is
I do, but you go first.
Autoimmune diseases suck because they one of them killed one of my best friend's father, just completely and totally out of the blue. He got some weird disease that started attacking his lungs, and even though he was in a hospital and getting the absolute best care possible, they just could not do anything to save him. There's he basically it was yeah, you've got this illness, and then a week later he was dead. So
wow,
yeah, it was, and it's just a completely random. Yeah, nobody. You have no. Oh, I think I got pneumonia. No, you somehow got some sort of virus that triggered your white blood cells to attack your lungs, and yeah. So
damn.
Yeah. So and I've known that guy since, because I went to kindergarten with my buddy Shad. I've known him for over 4 decades, and he was just this super nice guy, veteran of Vietnam, and after he got out of the army, he said, "I'm never gonna hold or touch a gun again," and never did. And taught me how to play darts. And he made his basement into the coolest place ever for his sons to be and have his friends over. It was a big giant room. There was a table to play. We could play Dungeons and Dragons or board games on. He made a back room with a loft and where his computer was, so you could go back there and play computer games, and you'd stay overnight and you'd sleep in the loft. And big giant TV, and just a really, really, really good guy. And so yeah. That sucks, and I think that it's just weird that you hear about all these things that kill people that are you hear cancer or heart disease and all these things, and you just get some weird thing that triggers just a weird chemical response in your body, and my buddy said, what was it? He said that when he Googled what his dad had, the first 7 things that came up were hospice care, and that's when he realized that he was probably going to be losing his dad pretty quickly. So
Well, now I don't want to say my grievance because it's very trivial after that one.
No. I mean,
we'll just skip on to the next segment.
I mean, my only grievance is that now my product placement's covered.
Yes, we ban product placement here on
how
the
convenient. Actually, the problem is I keep getting my head covered.
That's also on purpose.
That's one reason Joe's here. His mic is off. We said, Joe, come on in, so Robert goes into the corner.
Well, Robert, I don't know who Arcane Wonders uses for product fulfillment, but
oh boy, here it goes.
Yeah,
I happen to know a company that could really handle that pretty well for you for your next Kickstarter.
I will add your company to companies I get a quote from.
Yeah.
The hardest thing
working
with
at an obvious disadvantage.
No. I don't think so.
The hardest thing with companies like Arcane Wonders, I think there's a few in that category. It's like Arcane Wonders, Gray Fox, whatever. They're so established and they've been doing the same thing for so long that it's hard to pick what they're doing up and move it somewhere else. It's nearly impossible for them. So,
well, great. What was your grievance there, Peter? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your.
Oh no! It's really trivial, actually. I've been jonesing to get my hands on a copy of Marvel Champions, which is supposed to release this month, but they have not given a release date yet, and it's driving me batshit crazy that I don't know when this game is coming out, and that's I'm just annoyed because I want to play this game. I got to play it at Alliance, and it is fantastic, and I'm just impatient. So I wish I just knew when it was coming out. That's all. I just don't like the no release date that you don't know until 2 days before it pops in stores. Oh yeah, it's releasing this Thursday, and you find out on Tuesday. And FFG does that, and they do it for reasons, and that's I completely understand. I just give me a week, give me a couple week period, something, because I got a bunch of people lined up to run an event and stuff, and I'm real excited about it, and just it's taking all the thunder out of it because no one knows when it's coming. That's it. Super trivial.
It is super trivial.
Feels super stupid after your grievance. Thanks a lot.
No. I mean, that's nobody gets out of here alive, as they say. So, and that's the case. So, Anthony, why are you so quiet?
I think he's frozen.
Yes, he's frozen.
It looks like he's frozen. That would explain why he's quiet.
Oh, okay.
So, Lance,
what's up?
Are you backing the Reaper Bones 5 Kickstarter for
nope
8,000 more miniatures?
Nope.
Wow,
nope.
How many miniatures? I mean, those are not small packages either, right? They're hundreds of miniatures in each of those campaigns, and they're on 5. I don't even know where you would store all that stuff.
I mean, Lance, you backed a couple of them, right?
I backed all of them until this one.
Wow.
All of mine are in a tub, like one of those big giant tubs, and it's in my garage.
Is it like a giant tub, like a garbage can size tub?
No, I mean it's not that big. I mean, you got to remember the minis are still tiny. I mean, some of them are dragons that are multiple pieces that are larger, right. But I mean, for the most part, all of them are standard 25 millimeter sized minis, and I mean, that's just all they are. So
a question for you: you bought them mainly for D&D and stuff, right?
That was the idea. Yeah.
How many just a percentage? Do you actually think you will prime, paint, and use even just once?
Well, you don't have to prime them.
Oh, they're pre-primed. Okay.
Well, they're just made out of plastic that doesn't have to be primed. So
just curious because it's. And trust me, I know all about overdoing it. The company I work for does it all the time. I'm just curious, because
at this point, I'm going to say before I just dump them on somebody and just say here, take them and give me $100. I'd say 1%.
1%. Do you regret backing it all now, or would you still done it? Is it a good value? I mean, I didn't.
Oh, it's a great value. It's a superb value, but but you definitely have to get. You gotta get what you get out of it, right? So the problem is that back when D&D miniatures were when D&D miniatures were being pushed back in third and 3.5, and then even into fourth a little bit. My D&D group, we like pooled our money together, and we're always like going and like searching eBay and stuff like that, and just tracking down like big, large chunks of like, people that were selling, I got 20 orcs for sale. And like, we just buy, 20 orcs, and we buy 20
games that had
bugbears.
tons of minis in it that you could repurpose, stuff like that.
Well, if they were D&D minis. So we've got big giant barrels of painted D&D minis that, we just collected over the last, 15, 20 years. The plastic ones that are, they're not the best paint jobs ever, but I mean, they're painted well enough, and they, and we have a wide variety of the things that we need, so if you have a room with 10 orcs, we have 10 orcs. We have a bunch of adventuring people that like, if you need you need an elf ranger, we got somebody that looks like an elf ranger. We have somebody that looks like a dwarf priest, things like that. So
right.
we just have that. And so my idea of like, oh wow, I got 20 goblins now, and it's like, well, I could use these, and I could paint each and every one of them and get them all ready and set up, or I could just use the ones we already have. I mean, it was a great idea at the time, and it was one of those things too where I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. But then reality, set in, and that was that.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they've got this entire brand new pre-painted line that you can get the dungeons and terrain and figures all pre-painted basically off 5th edition. So it's like almost makes that stuff not like you can get whatever you want pretty reasonably priced too.
So yeah, it's just like I mean obviously if people are hardcore and they want to do it, that the options there for them, and they can dive in. But I took a look at it, and the thing that annoyed me is that they don't have any pledge. And maybe they'll open it up, but they don't have any $1 pledges anymore to get into the pledge manager, just to pick and choose like a few of the things that you want. It's like,
what's the minimum pledge you could do just to get access?
Like, I think it's $120.
Oh shoot, not even like 30 or 20. That's harsh.
Yeah, so it's like, some of these add-ons, like there's a few of the add-ons that are kind of cool looking, but I mean, but sometimes there's some undead things that look cool and whatever. But I mean, whatever, it's not a big deal. I mean, I've got so many Warhammer minis to paint that I'll never get to.
And I was gonna say, there's so many fantasy-based games with minis now. You don't even have to get the D&D ones. Like you could get games like Massive Darkness and stuff that have tons of fantasy minis in it for, probably much higher quality than the D&D minis from the old days.
I wonder who makes that game. I wonder why you brought that up.
It's just an example, just like Ruby over here.
So who's going to Essen? I am. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I will be at home playing games.
Nope.
You're not going, Robert?
Nope. I was. Now I'm not.
I was. No, I'm not. Okay.
Next year.
This is my first Essen.
I'm making sure that it's added to the Arcane schedule next year.
I don't know that I'll ever go to Essen because I'm in U.S. sales, so that's really a not good show for me to be over at. So
it's a silly show for us not to be at. So.
Yeah, we have a European team that handles that show for us, so there really is not much need for me to go, and it's a lot more expensive when we got people that live quick flight from there to go. So maybe one day way down the road, but I don't see myself going to that one. Nor do I really care to, honestly, because I'm not a big proponent for flying over the water. So I don't really care for flying in general, but flying 5+ hours over the ocean doesn't sound all that great to me. So I'm perfectly fine not going.
Here you go. Take a boat. Take a boat.
Leave about 3 weeks early.
Yeah. And no, I'm good. I'm good. I do enough shows. I don't need to add that one to my list.
I'm leaving tomorrow for that CouzCon that Mike Gugliano's doing.
Oh, are you going to that? We sponsored that. I like Michael. I met him at Gen Con this past year and told him to hit me up. We donated a ton of lanyards for the show. He's a good dude.
Oh, big spenders.
What did you donate?
I donated. Michael Gugliano considers me one of his best friends in his life, so I gave him the gift of friendship.
Oh,
I also have
you cheaped out then.
friendship for years.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I are working on a game together, but I'm actually going to be working in Greenbrier's booth because why not?
How'd you get that sweet? How'd you get that sweet gig?
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Actually, the opposite way. Greenbrier wasn't going to go, and I'm like, well, I really want to go to support Mike, and Mike wants me there, but I don't want to pay travel and hotel, so I convinced Greenbrier to have a booth and let me work it.
Oh man, who'd you sweet talk at Greenbrier?
I have no idea. Must have been some intense negotiations. Okay,
Anthony hasn't tried to come back. So
no, I think we killed his internet. He must have forgot to wind up the butter crank.
Well, he lives above like a what is it? He lives above like an Italian restaurant or something.
Does he really?
Yeah, like he lives above some like like basically sausage and peppers sandwich restaurant or something like that.
Why does this not surprise me at all?
That sounds so awesome for Anthony to live there.
Right?
Like, Anthony, give me the peppers. Anthony, pass the sausage. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So they're But yeah, okay. So there's that, I guess.
So what do you guys think about Marvel getting Spider-Man back?
I didn't really read into that. Can somebody give me the dumbed down version of exactly what happened there?
Sony got a great deal. Marvel couldn't do without Spider-Man, so they went back to the table, and Sony got an even better deal than they had previously, but Spider-Man's back in the MCU now. So that's the over-under of it. Basically, the original deal was Marvel playing hardball to try to get a better deal, and Sony didn't balk. And after a while, they finally went back to the negotiating because the fans were in uproar, and I'm sure they heard about it and decided, you know what, let's just do it, because why not? They got all the freaking money in the world. So they went back to the table, and Sony got an even better deal than they had the first time. So
gotcha.
He's back for another 5 movies, I think, 5 appearances and a couple.
So they don't have him forever. It's
another deal. But they also added to that deal. So now not only do they have Spider-Man, but they have Venom and all the other characters in Spider-Man universe. So all of that's open for Marvel to use now for the next 5 years or something like that.
The Venom movie was not in the MCU. Is that right?
No, the original one was not. But now future ones will have the Tom Holland Spider-Man in it. So now basically Sony has the rights to take that Tom Holland Spider-Man from the MCU and put it in their own villain universe, which technically would make it part of the MCU in like a vicarious kind of way. And then Marvel has the rights to be able to take any of the characters from the Sony universes and pull them into the MCU movies. So it's one big happy family again until this contract ends. And I don't know the specifics of when it ends, but it's I've heard some people saying it was 5 films or 5 years. I'm not sure which, but either way, the next 5 to 6 movies is going to have Spidey in it. I think the first one will be Black Widow, they said, in March of next year will be the next movie that'll have Spider-Man's appearance of Spider-Man. So
I like the Venom movie, and the good thing is that one was
You're the one.
Oh, maybe.
It did $800 million. There was more than just him.
It did well, and I think a lot of people liked it, but it was so standalone that they don't really have to change anything to make that canon, I guess. Like they could use the same character. I thought the Eddie Brock was a good casting. I liked it. But
I didn't see it, but I heard good things about it.
I've never seen a Spider-Man movie or a Marvel movie.
Oh, he's too cool for school.
Apparently so.
It's super awkward because, my new boss likes to make Avengers references all day long, and I haven't had the heart yet to tell him that I don't get any of them.
Nice.
No idea what he's talking about.
That is awesome.
It's awkward. I don't know. I just never liked superheroes in general. So Julie gives me crap about it too. Like somebody made a reference and I didn't get it, and I had to have her explain it to me. And she was like, and I'm like, why are people just making this reference? She goes, no, it's just common lexicon now. Like it's common talk. I'm like, I don't feel like it is.
You know,
I think so though, because it's like Star Wars, right? Like you don't have to have seen a Star Wars movie to get who Darth Vader is or like understand what Star Wars is. Like
I honestly think even if you're not a big superhero fan, if you started the MCU at the beginning and watched it, you would end up enjoying it, because my wife's not a comic book person either, and she loves it now because the stories are actually really good, and they do a lot of non-superhero storylines in these superhero movies that just make it entertaining. And yes, knowing and have read comic books as a child makes it even better, because some of the references that I'll get that you won't. But the movies are still top quality. I would highly recommend it, if for anything, so you can start being hip to the lingo, as the kid would say.
I did comics when I was a kid, but I only did horror comics. So
Well,
I just
Weirdo.
90% of my movie watching is go to Netflix, find a list of horror movies that are rated 2-star and less, and pick a movie.
Okay. Oh, though a lot of the MCU movies are on Netflix, so you could probably catch up pretty quickly. Anthony's back.
Yay!
Yay! Stick Robert in the corner again.
I mean, yay!
There we go.
Yay! Product placement block.
What, did you go downstairs and get your sausage and peppers, and now you're back? Or
You want
what?
to pass the sausage and peppers?
Why? 'Cause I'm Italian? Is that the
No, because
Oh,
you
he said
live
you
at that
live over an
restaurant.
Italian restaurant.
ah? Yeah,
What,
no,
what kind of mafioso stuff's happening over there?
it's
Are there-
closed.
Is there a guy out there like sunning himself every day? You know, like Polly Walnuts?
No,
Oh,
it's very boring.
well, there should be. I want you to be out there every day.
I'm sitting there in a
Hanging out in the back alley with Joey Bag of Donuts.
tank top T-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
with a
go.
cigar in one hand and flipping a coin in the other.
You could start. Maybe people would start. Like thinking you ran. You're in charge of North Jersey or something like that. You never know, buddy. You never know.
So was Robert saying he read horror comics?
Horror.
Oh, I thought you read horror.
Which reminds me, Earth Dawn, one of my absolute favorite game systems and game worlds made by FASA back in the day.
Oh, I love FASA.
Yeah, so they had Earth Dawn, and that was like, so basically the idea behind the world was that as magic like increased in the world, the gateway between the world and this nether realm where all these horrible creatures lived becomes more and more thin until they can finally show up and destroy the world. It's like a cyclical thing. So when that happens over like thousands of years, what they do is that all these people would go into like these citadels, or they go into these cairns, and they go and they hide, and they just basically stayed down there for generations until they waited for the magic to go away. But for whatever reason, the magic started to go away, but it didn't go away completely. So when they emerged, some of these creatures were still there, but they weren't as strong as possible. But the thing is, the creatures weren't called demons or devils or great old ones. They were called horrors, like horrors. That's what they are called. And so, like, we'd play it, but I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to investigate a horror. And then everybody was like, oh, investigate the horror? We're going to investigate the... It's like, come on, just stop being 12 years old. I just hated it. That was the one part I didn't like about it. But other than that, I thought it was really cool. Great system. Great world, great idea for a campaign world. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, go on. I'm done talking.
All right, so I have an interesting thing to share.
Tell me. Lay it on us.
So it's kind of weird. So at work every day, because my team is in several different places, one of the seniors sends out a who's out email. Like, they're out today, who's covering for them, so-and-so. You don't have to wonder who you're supposed to contact. But they always add in like this like trivia thing to it. And most of the time they're really stupid. But the one they sent out today was actually kind of interesting. And it's one of those things that people, if you ask them what something is and give me an example, they'll say something, but it's not right. So the thing is, okay, give me an example of an acronym.
NASA.
All right, Pete.
FASA.
Robert.
CIA.
Okay, so 2 of you have given acronyms and 1 of you has not. So technically, an acronym replaces a word, and it's pronounced as a word. So NASA and FASA are both acronyms. However, CIA technically is not an acronym.
Okay.
It's an initialism, is what it technically is.
What if I pronounce it CIA?
Or Kaya.
Right. So, like, ATM is not an acronym, but PIN is an acronym.
NFL?
NFL, not an acronym.
Unless I say Nuffle.
I
Unless
learned
you say
something
nipple.
today.
That is interesting, though. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I did not realize that, and I was like, "No way!" And I went and looked into it, and I was like, "No, they're absolutely correct." So there you go. We've learned something today.
I did learn something today.
This show is
I'm out.
educational.
Thanks.
Thanks for nothing.
Well, let me ask you a question about roads and boats. You had it out before, Robert, and I've seen it. I've seen it played. I haven't actually played it myself. And when I did see it played, I was like, I'm pretty sure that the box is that big because of the plastic.
I'm pretty sure that is the only
That's
reason.
the only reason the box is that big. So people always ask why this box is so huge. Because you lay the board down and you cover it with that plastic piece so the pieces don't move around underneath it. And that is the only thing that's big in the box. Everything else would fit in a normal size box.
Hey. That's not true. That is full to the brim.
That's only because you put it in nice storage.
That's because you put it in nice storage too. But I'm saying the actual pieces in the box, the only thing that is the size of the box is the plastic.
Yeah. Robert, I'm going to give you an upgrade tip for roads and boats. And this is the best thing ever. Buy film canisters. Little film canisters. You can get like 20 of them for like $1 on Amazon, and use these for the mines.
Okay.
It'll make your life 1,000 times easier playing it, because you're supposed to like stack the chips on top and then take them off in order. So you're supposed to randomize them, 3 gold and 3 iron, and you're supposed to stack them on top of this little wooden post, and then you take them off one at a time. And what I do is I just put them in here, shake it up, and draw one out every turn.
I like it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
he drops the truth on us and wanders off.
Mike
I'm
drop.
still here. I'm wireless.
He'll be back in another minute with something else.
People teaching things. What's going on? It's weird. Come here to learn things.
Hey,
I know this is gonna way too educational of an episode. We gotta start bringing in some potty humor.
Wait, I asked a question the other day. I'll ask you because no one answered me when I asked it on Twitter. Does anybody know of a company that makes card sleeves that are opaque, but for small cards?
Oh, you mean like little Fantasy Flight size cards?
Yes,
but with a backing like the normal size.
I don't care what color they are, just as long as they're opaque.
I do not.
I've never seen a small sleeve that had that backing to it. Only the
I haven't either.
I mean, do you want some? Because we make them. Like, do you want them for a game or just want them for you?
I want them for me.
Oh, well, then I can't do that. But
tough shit.
Oh, wait. Ed, how many do you want?
Yeah, like, do you want 1,500 packs of 25? Because I can hook you up.
Right. If you want enough, Joe will make it happen.
Joe, can I get a quote?
You can.
No, because I was putting together a prototype, and it has small cards, and I did not want to have to print backs, and I hate looking at like white backs on in card sleeves. Just bothers me.
You can't find like any of the like I don't know sleeve kings or whatever. I mean, there's like a million of them, right?
I'm looking
like,
now to see. Most of them are all standard size card sleeves. They're not the mini card sleeves.
I mean, worst case scenario, since they're half size of a card, I'll just get some sleeves and just cut them in half.
Yeah, you could side load them that way.
Yeah.
You could cut a standard in half and side load them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll end up doing that.
Yeah, I suppose that's the only thing. I don't see anything.
All right.
Hmm.
I don't remember ever seeing them for any game. Like, there's no game that has small cards that you would need to sleeve them in like the same back. So, all right, I'll just cut sleeves in half.
Or you can make a really large order from Joe. Trying to help you here, Joe.
we don't do component only orders, so
Joe, I need 40 sleeves for this game, so I'll order 4,000 packages.
Right, you just sell the overage. Clearly, there's none
There's
of
a
them on
need.
the market. Start taking orders now. You registering that Kickstarter yet?
Mini card opaque sleeves.
do you guys know about this Oathsworn game that's launching next week?
Anthony, I think I found something.
Oh, cool.
What size sleeve would you need? What's the size?
Oh, I don't know. It's a prototype. I mean, bigger or smaller. It's
There's a company called Eclipse that makes a small, 62 millimeter by 89 millimeter gaming card sleeves that are opaque purple.
what is it called?
Eclipse, ProMat Eclipse. I think it's Ultra Pro. It's a line of Ultra Pro sleeves.
All right.
They say small, 62 millimeter by 89 millimeter, which is smaller than standard. I just don't know if it's small enough, but it's called Eclipse. And if you look at it on Amazon, it's Eclipse Small Pro Matte 60 pack. And they have them in purple, red, and black.
Is that Yu-Gi-Oh size?
I don't think it's like Fantasy Flight small. I think it's in between that and standard. So I don't know if it's small enough.
2.5 by 3.5.
6289 is 2.5 by 3.5. Isn't that's almost standard?
Slightly smaller because it's like 2.4.
Yeah. So they're Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves.
They're Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves.
Euro card size.
Or Euro card.
Because Yu-Gi-Oh cards are a little smaller.
I don't know why they call that small. It's not that much smaller than standard, but okay.
No, it's Euro versus poker.
Yeah.
All right, don't worry about it. I have plenty of.
You know what you may want to check out is look at Japanese sleeves because they have a lot of funky size sleeves, and I've noticed some weird shapes and sizes on the Japanese card sleeves.
So I'm going to pay like $25 to ship it from Japan.
No, shipping is a lot cheaper now. You can get that hack mail crap for like $5. I order stuff from China all the time and don't pay that much in shipping.
All right, I'll figure it out. But thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next.
Have you also thought about just getting like construction paper and putting your own backings on the cards?
That was the other option.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I was wondering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just get green pack of green construction paper and cut it to fit.
Yep. All right.
Anything else interesting going on lately?
Have you guys seen this Oathsworn game?
No.
No, it looks pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
I demoed it too. It's fantastic.
It's all about boss battles, baby.
No, I don't know much about Oathsworn. I did back Joan of Arc 1.5.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Joe, when does
all
Oathsworn
in?
launch?
Tuesday.
No.
Is it? Huh? Is it the 8th?
Tuesday.
8th. Okay, that's what I thought.
Barbarian 2nd edition is like got less than 2 days to go. Barbarians: The Invasion. That was a pretty good game. They upgraded it, and made a wood version if people don't like their Euros with minis. Though the minis are pretty cool. I don't know if
When
you
did,
guys.
when did they do the first version of that?
A year and a half ago, I'm guessing.
I don't even remember it, but when it came back, I was like, "Oh yeah, this game's great," and I was like, "I never heard of it."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, "This looks cool," and then I saw it was a newer version. I'm like, "I've never heard of this one."
Let's see here. Joan of Arc 1.5. What is the all-in on this guy again?
$189.
I've got all the first stuff, so I'm just getting it for the new stuff, which is like $150.
Yeah.
Ooh.
$889, and they have 103 people giving him that much money.
That's a lot of stuff.
And it's only been up for like a day, so they've still got like 13 days left.
It's like 954 minis and like another 120 terrain pieces.
945. Wrong again. Jeez.
Oh, that's stuff that's getting added in the description.
Yeah, but they're super small scale too. It's like 15 millimeters. So
Yeah.
It's Flames of War.
yeah,
size.
so there's no way like I'm never gonna paint it all, but I'll just play it because I heard the game's really good.
I just want to get it all and make like a big, like, you know, people make those train displays in their basements.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make a big diorama of it.
I'm working on one of those now for Marvel Champion or Marvel Crisis Protocol. I'm working on a small scale New York City.
It's super cool looking. It's not $889 super cool looking for me. So
Yeah, I wouldn't have spent that much either. I did a trade for all the first Kickstarter stuff, so all I have to buy is the expansion stuff, which is only like $150.
Well, they upped all the prices by like $5 or $10 from the stuff from the first Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
So like the dragon is 70 now. It was 65 in the original, or 60 in the original.
no, it's super cool stuff. But yeah, I mean it's I don't have the shelf space for it either. So
It takes the first season of that game takes 5 Calyx cubes plus the RPG books fit in a 6th Calyx cube to fit it all. I've got 5 cubes for all of Joan of Arc, and then the books fit in with a bunch of other games in another cube.
Hey, Pete, I'm probably not going to end up backing it because I don't have that kind of scratch right now. But if I decide I want the dragon out, can I send you money and you just add it onto your thing?
I thought you were gonna do that before, though.
I was, and I didn't.
Can't you just back for that, or do you have to back for a bigger pledge? I thought they said you could go into the pledge manager and just for $1.
Well, they had that, but they look like those were all gone when I looked before.
I don't think so.
Like they had a bunch of spots that were only $1 to get you in the pledge match. You can pick and choose because they did that for people who just wanted to add like, you know, pieces of whatever and not get the expansion. Like people who wanted more siege weapons or castle pieces who got the original one. But it looked like they were all gone. It said they were all before.
The a la carte pledge, $6 or more. This pledge allows you to get any optional buy add-ons and stuff for 1.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's 786 backers. There's no limit to that, so you can
All
get
right.
in on that.
I didn't see that. All right.
Yeah, it's the very first pledge after the make a pledge without reward. It's just do that $6 a la carte, and you can just get just the dragon if that's all you want.
That's the thing I really, really want, though.
Mm-hmm.
The demon looks pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I'll keep this game. Like, it looks cool, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to play the core, just the core game, see if I like it. And if I don't like it, I traded for it, so I'll just end up selling it or trading it for something else.
You're so what's what I'm looking for here?
Sexy.
You're such an elitist with your games.
How so?
Well, you're just like, I might play it once or twice, but then
Well, I got a good trade for it, so I figured why not take a shot at it. But it's a 6 Calyx shelf game. I've been really trying hard to weed. I've actually weeded my collection down by 400 games over the last 2 months. So if it is not spectacular, I will just throw it back on the trademark or I'll throw it on eBay. So I have no qualms about that. But I traded a bunch of old games to somebody who got a copy of it and then just and decided they didn't want it. So I basically gave them an instant game library for this game. So it worked out for both of us. But I mean, I can easily flip this if I decide I don't want it, because I probably can sell it much cheaper than the actual Kickstarter price, because I didn't really pay for it. I got it in a trade for a bunch of stuff that I probably got half of for free anyway. So it's not being elitist. It's just I don't have any attachment to it because I didn't invest $800 in it. So
I'll give you $1 plus shipping.
Sure, shipping will be $600.
Yeah, shipping will be.
Pete, $3, and I'll drive up and get it.
Yeah, not unless you're bringing that Western Legends ante up with you.
I'll trade you.
No, I already backed it. I'm getting mine soon. They're gonna be shipping pretty soon.
Straight up trade, baby.
No, I mean, if I do decide to get rid of it, if anyone's really interested in it, just let me know and I'll make a good deal. Shipping will be a beast on this thing, though. It's probably one of the biggest games I've ever seen physically. So it's gonna be probably $75 to $100 to ship this thing.
Right, so it probably would be cheaper for me to drive up and get it.
It probably would be. I mean, shoot. I mean, I imagine it's going to take 2 giant size boxes of 50 pounds or so each to ship this thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got another question.
Sure.
Has anyone played the Batman miniatures game?
Yes, the Night Models one or the Gotham City Chronicles one?
The Night Models one.
I have some of the stuff, and I've read through the rules a little bit, but I that one I have not played a full game of. I played a couple games of the Gotham City Chronicles one from Monolith.
Yeah, because I got the Monolith one.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it from someone at Gen Con for a really, really good price.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering if I can modify the rules from the.
Oh yeah, you could buy the hardcover Batman miniatures game and some of the templates, and you could totally use the figures from. They're both in the same scale. They're like 32 to 35 millimeters. So I actually got some of the Night Model stuff to have alternate sculpts of some of the stuff I'm using in Gotham City Chronicles.
Yeah.
And the Night Model stuff has a lot more cool terrain pieces that you can use to spruce up the boards for the Gotham City Chronicles version. So, but now that I got a good deal on a box set of the Batman miniatures game core box from the movie that's got like the motorcycle and the tumbler and all that. So I'm actually going to try the game out. I've already painted a few of the miniatures. I painted up like Killer Croc and King Shark and a couple of the Batman figures, and I got to paint like 5 or 6 more. But I'm actually going to try the game out now that I got so much stuff for it, just to see if I like it before I start piecemealing it out into other games.
All right, we'll get on that and let me know.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I got the rules, so the rules seem pretty easy, like comparatively. I mean, it's just expensive game because Night Models aren't cheap. But luckily, I found a store that was selling a bunch of it on clearance to get rid of it. So I was like, sure, I'll take it at that price. I'll take it and check it out. I don't have a ton of it, but I got enough to play a small game.
So, has anybody even looked at the Essen release?
Yeah,
stuff?
I've already sorted my list for the games that I want. I think it's only like 10 games deep, and a couple of them are coming out this week, like Undaunted. I'm already picking up. Tapestry I already got. So, yeah, but I did go through it. I didn't know how long do we have till Essen? Is it 2 weeks away?
No, it's the end of the month. Like I leave, my plane leaves. So I can meet up with everybody else. Like I leave Fargo and I fly to Denver, and then I leave from Denver to go to Frankfurt.
Huh.
So it's like, and then I have a 7-hour layover in Denver.
Wow.
just like. I guess I'll take a nap.
So when are you planning on doing your big Essen preview? Because it's at 1,100 games right now and growing every day. So if you're not going to start it,
we'll have to do halvesies. We'll have to do like half next week and half the next.
You may have to do threesies because we did the Gen Con list and it was a lot less than this, and it should have taken 2 episodes. So.
Well, if you take out the stuff that's not for sale.
Well, that's true. Let me see what the stuff not for sale. What that does.
Take out for sale. See what it goes down to, and then take out expansion.
For sale came out a long time ago. I don't think they're releasing it at Gen Con. Or Essen.
I'm actually surprised by the Essen list this year.
For sale titles filtered is
For sale deluxe.
1,100 titles.
1,100 titles down. I'll take out expansions.
Okay, hold on. Standalone. Apply. 1,100 titles. So this thing is broken. All these.
Where's Aldi?
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. No, 790 titles. There it is. It updated. It was just very, very slow.
So it's 790. There's probably a good 40 on there that are duplicates.
Right.
Probably.
Because
966 titles for sale. And then taking out expansions, it drops by about 200 more. So
yeah, because you have all the stuff that's being posted by two companies in two different languages that are both
sure.
there.
There's going to be some of that stuff. Yeah,
and then there's a bunch of stuff that was released at Gen Con that's being released there for the first time.
Well, a lot of some of this stuff's already out. Like Undaunted came out this week. I'm pretty sure. Tapestry pre-orders came out now. The main release doesn't come out for another month, but there was 2 or 3 other games that I saw at my game store that were on this list. Trying to look through now because I took them off my list because of it. Like Ecos, I think is going to be out before Essen hits. It's coming out in the next week or so. What else? There's a couple more, but yeah, there's probably a good 10 or 15% of the list that will actually be at retail prior to the show.
All right, and it's the first time it's being released in Europe.
Yes, true. It may be in the States already, but it won't be in Europe, which is why.
So, Raiders of the North Sea is not Raiders of the North Sea. Whatever the Portals game they released at Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
Explorers of the North Sea, whatever that thing is, that is on the list. So
I got my shipping notification for Paladins of the Paladins game. Paladins.
Yeah, I a couple people posted they got theirs today. So
yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to get that. I don't know when mine's getting here. I just got the notification that the shipment has been created. So hopefully in the next few days it'll actually leave and get here by this weekend. I'm super excited about that game. That's my first fray into the whole thing. I heard Architects was good, but Paladins will be my first game in that series. It's the same designers that did the Raiders of the North Sea stuff, right? Am I correct in that? Same.
Yeah, I think that the publisher / designer has done them all. I don't think any of the games have. It's all Shem. So
okay, I really liked Raiders of the North Sea. I wasn't a fan of the other games in that line, but I liked Raiders a lot. And from what I heard, based on the previews that people have been posting, that I'll probably really like Paladins, but probably not as much Architects. So it seems like they're kind of follow a similar suit, which is good for me because I'm excited about this game in particular.
Has anyone played that Detective City of Angels? Is that still on Kickstarter right now, or did that end?
The expansion is. I saw on BGG when I was looking up the Essen thing. The expansion is either going on Kickstarter now or coming on Kickstarter soon. My friend has the entire game, and he says it's amazing.
It's really, 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 really.
He likes it better than the Portal Detective game.
See, I hated that.
But he likes it he said Chronicles of Crime was really good, but he likes Detective City of Angels better. But he likes it. So if he ranked them, it would be Detective City of Angels, then Chronicles of Crime, then the Portal Detective game. And not that the Portal Detective game is bad. It's just a much longer game. And it's more of an activity than an actual, the game mechanic stuff.
There was too much reading in that.
There was a lot of reading.
PowerCon, and it was just reading, and it wasn't easy. The reading was super tough too. It was just
we didn't have a problem with the reading so much. Just the fact that the 2 of the times we tried to play, we were trying to run through the whole six missions, and the website ended up being down 2 of our game nights, and we had to play something else. So it kind of took the wind out of our sails. We never finished. We got to case 4. We were halfway through 4, going into 5. And we just stopped because we went 2 straight weeks. We tried to play, and both nights their website was down. And when your game is dependent on the website, that kind of took the wind out of our sails. And then we started playing Journey into Middle Earth and went through all 14 missions in that, and are now getting ready to start the second campaign for that. So we kind of by default switched games because it wasn't working.
I had
Folks.
I had two big kind of issues with it. I just like I felt the reading just had so much like jargon in it. It was not. It was super unfluid for us, the group I was playing with, to read it. Like it just like you had to almost like read it silently before you could like read what you were supposed to read out
Is
loud.
some of that to hide the clues, the subtle clues that are in some of the texts, maybe?
And then there was the fingerprint thing, because that was so not user friendly. Like you had to just punch in like a 16-digit code for like the fingerprint, like, and it was such an important aspect of the game because we did super bad because we were like, screw this, we're not doing this, like we're not worrying
If
about
you don't
this.
have the physical evidence, you don't score high enough on your cases.
Yeah, and like the act of punching it in is literally like looking at a card and punching in like a 16-digit code.
It should have had a QR code. You could scan it with your
Yeah.
iPad. That would have made it a lot better.
It was not user. I think the game seemed like it would be a lot of fun, but it was so not user friendly that I was like, I'm not going to go any further than this intro scenario.
Yeah, it actually has some cool twists and turns throughout the cases. We didn't even do all that great. Our ratings were very average through all the cases we played so far. A lot of it was because of the physical evidence. We were always short on physical evidence. We figured everything out, but didn't have the physical evidence to back it up. So I would consider playing it and finishing it, since we're only 1.5 cases from finishing the whole thing. But we're definitely taking a break just because, we're tired of getting it all set up and ready to go, and then going to the app and it being down. And it was down for like I said, 2 specific nights, and maybe we were just unlucky, but it felt like maybe they had some issues with the web service. So,
I got booted off of my daughter's D&D group. They decided they want my daughter to be the DM now instead of me.
Yeah, I saw you post that. Were you sad or were you happy that they kind of made their own group now?
So Friday is gonna be her first night ever of DMing, so she asked me to like sit in and just help her with the rules, which I will. But I've decided that I only have one child now, and that's my son. So
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But no, it's cool. It's cool that they are gonna branch off and they'll do it on their own and fly, little bird, fly. And I can. But that's my brother taught me, and then and then I went off and started playing with my buddies and whatever. So that's how it moves on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. My wife was laughing at me because I was being sad about it. I was just like, then I said, so what happens when your boy doesn't want anything to do with you anymore? And she's like, that won't happen because he will never abandon his mother. I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to become the coolest dad of all time pretty soon here. I'm going to start working on him. But no. It's all part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna go see the new Joker movie with Joaquin?
I don't know. I've not been a fan of a lot of the DC stuff, so even though I've heard it's gotten critical acclaim from the movie reviewers, I have really no interest in seeing it.
I'm gonna see it next weekend.
It releases this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna see it probably the weekend after it releases.
Yeah,
That's always the best time to go. You don't deal with as big of crowds.
I might do the pick a morning and just go to it when there isn't a lot of people in there, and this like a weekday morning kind of thing.
I go to the movies every Tuesday, and usually we'll see 3 or 4 movies every Tuesday, and I watch whatever comes out. I've probably seen
$5 movie place.
Yep. So every Tuesday they do $5 day. So I just go there and get there around 2 or 3 and just sit there until midnight. That's my me time.
What does your wife think about that? I bet her boyfriend really likes it.
Probably. I mean, I do that. She goes to yoga once a week. Trade off.
She goes to yoga for an hour and a half every week. I I leave the house for
9
12
hours.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a good trade off.
I think so.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where it's like my wife's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to cycle," and then she goes to like cycle every day, like after, like not every day, but I mean, like 4 or 5 times a week, and just like she does it after work, and it's just like she's like, "Well, you can go and do stuff." I was like, I don't really care, What am I gonna do? Like, I mean, it's like there's some things that I'll do, but I mean, for me, it's just like, okay, I could go to the Warhammer store and like hang out there and talk to some of the people, but I'd rather just paint at home, where instead of put everything in a bag, lug it all over there, get everything done. My Warhammer store did have its anniversary day last Saturday, which was cool. So my daughter needed a new backpack, and if you ordered a certain amount of stuff, you got a free Warhammer backpack. And it's actually like made for a Warhammer player, so it's huge. So you'd be able to fit like a ton of boxes of minis and paints and whatever in it. So she now has a Warhammer backpack, and she's in the Warhammer club at her middle school. So so she's like she said they're all envious of her. And that's what counts, right? Except for when it comes time to decide if your dad can be your DM anymore, then it doesn't count. No.
Bitter much?
Yeah. That's fine.
Enough hints of bitter.
So Anthony's done. He said the storm is affecting his internet, so he's out, and Joe went to bed. So it's just the 3 of us.
Just the 3 of us.
So Joe got tired of hearing of us, and Anthony, there's a sale on sausage and peppers.
Yeah, he's having some sausage and peppers right now as we speak, I'm sure.
I think he's probably going to go check and make sure that see what his wife's been up to. I think I put that bug in his ear. So I'm gonna go ahead. Joe's gonna have a nice long
there's a heart-to-heart happening.
Yeah, a slow, sad conversation about the neighbor said there's a weird car parked in the driveway on Tuesdays. I was wondering about that.
Oh, I thought he was gonna walk in and be like, "So I was talking to Lance."
Yeah. No. I've met her. She's a lovely lady, and she's smitten with Joe for some reason. So who knows why? Aldi said he's going to be in here eventually. I need to tell him thank you because he helped me out.
He's already in chat. Kabuki was.
Oh, I know. He was all yakety schmackety over there, but now he's not like he won't come in and like talk to us. He's got work to do. Yeah. But anyway, what was the thing? I saw there was a new shark movie coming. I saw an ad for it, like a random Netflix trailer.
Really?
And I thought of you.
I'm looking right now because I have not seen or heard of this yet.
It might be like some directed bad movie, but it just popped because I searched for like like shark videos, like, oh cool, they like somebody like films a hammerhead shark eating a manta ray or something. I'll tune in for that. That's cool. I like seeing those nature things. But then like the algorithm gives you a whatever, since you like that, you must like this, like kind of thing. Let me see if I can find it again.
Sounds like Pete's Saturday night.
There's a new animated cartoon called Zig and Sharko. I'm definitely adding that to my list.
Zig and
I actually gotta look this up now. Zig and Sharko.
It looks cool. I don't care what anyone says.
There's multiple seasons.
47 meters down is on here.
Yeah, I think that was it. Like part 2 or whatever.
Yeah. It says like I'm looking at it. It's like season 3, episode 50. What is this?
Oh, okay. So Zig and Sharko. Now this was
a mermaid. A shark.
This was on Netflix, and this was like very classic, like like a very, very classic, like Tom and Jerry-esque, Sylvester and Tweety-esque, Bugs Bunny Roadrunner-esque type of thing. Because Zig is this, like, I don't know, like a hyena, and he wants to eat the mermaid. Or I don't know what exactly it is. And Sharko is her, like, protector. And so it's just classic, like, oh, Zig wants to, capture the mermaid, and Sharko just keeps.
I'm in. I'm going to start watching it tomorrow.
Yeah, it was on. It was Rylan and I found it on the Netflix or something at some point. Like, it was just cartoons, and if I remember correctly, there aren't any words. It's all music. And ridiculousness.
Really?
The 47 meters down isn't the new one. That's the older one, I think. I think 47 meters below is the sequel.
Yeah, that's the one I saw the trailer for.
Yeah, that's not out yet, but it will be coming soon because it's probably about the right time. Yeah, I've seen this one. The 47 meters down I saw. 47 meters below I did not, because I was traveling a lot when it was out in theaters and I didn't get a chance to go see it, but I figured it wouldn't take long for it to come to.
Okay, so you are right. It's no spoken words. It's just sound and music. Did you say it had something to do with the people that did Ren and Stimpy?
I don't think it does. I mean, maybe. I have no idea.
The animation is way.
The animation looks very similar. I'm hooked. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm watching an actual episode, and it's got to be related to.
Oh, that's awesome! I loved Ren and Stimpy. So
I'm gonna look it up.
Even better.
3 seasons and 78 episodes, 234 separate 7-minute segments. Yeah, Zig is a brown hyena, and Sharko, a great white shark. The series takes place on a volcanic island, revolves around an eternal war between Zig and Sharko. The cause of war is Marina, a mermaid with red hair. Sharko is in love with Marina, while Zig only wants to eat her. Zig spends most of his time trying to capture and eat Marina, and is frequently seen tricking her into lying down onto giant submarine sandwich rolls prepared with veggies and condiments. He concocts more elaborate schemes reminiscent of Wile E. Coyote, but like the coyotes, these are always foiled by Sharko, bad luck, or both, and often result in grievous bodily injury.
I can't wait to watch this tomorrow. Hell, I may even get off early and watch some tonight.
Zig is a native of Africa and arrived at the island as a baby in a shipwreck or plane wreck, depending upon the episode. So I remember watching it and I was like, that's very much Tom and Jerry-esque. So
nice.
And Richard's there, but
he can't make it.
He can't make it.
Can't make it because he's got cool people to hang out with.
No, not related. It just uses a very similar look. Huh. That's weird. Because it's super Ren and Stimpy looking. So much so that when I typed in Zig and Sharko, started typing, the first thing I got is versus Ren and Stimpy. Looks like Ren and Stimpy.
Nice.
So people pick up on it, but yeah.
Sharko devotes himself. No, it isn't. To being Marina's bodyguard, despises Zig, and generally pummels him every chance he gets, even when he is not an imminent threat to Marina. Sharko is intensely loyal and puts himself at Marina's beck and call. He is muscular and athletic and likes to play table tennis and watch it on television. Marina is good-natured but quite naive, maintaining a good relationship with most everyone on the island, including Zig. She is apparently oblivious to Zig's intentions to eat her. She tends to take Sharko for granted and frequently calls him on her smartphone.
I mean, this is also French, so I don't know how I feel about that.
So, John Kay, if you actually look into, he's kind of vanished off of the world because he's kind of a creepazoid. So, and I'll just say, go.
Nikki used to work for him. Nikki P.
Oh yeah. Did she say? Yeah. Did she say he was awesome?
I've heard some stories. Let's say, I've heard some stories.
Yeah. Yeah, just if you want, I mean, it has to do with underage girls, and just go ahead and if you want to go down Creepazoid Road, you can read. Yeah, it's
A lot
and
there,
it's
not a little lot.
yeah, it's very much.
Congrats on the new job, Robert.
Thank you, sir.
When did you start it? You already started.
Officially 1 week ago,
Okay.
but really more informally like 2.5 weeks
You were
ago.
already starting to work before you got there. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that quote, so I can give you that.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm
did
gonna need dimensions and weights. So
Did you get that thing?
Yeah.
out?
I'll tell you what, I'll get quotes when I actually have locked down a manufacturer.
okay, you do that. Yeah, I did. Thanks, man. I haven't tried it out yet, but I will soon.
More stuff coming tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's awesome.
Hey Aldi,
Thank
when are those pre-order snap boxes going to be coming in?
Pre-orders.
I pre-ordered those, the new boxes.
Oh, the X-trays. Yeah.
Yeah. Those look cool. I
should have had Joe online. He's the one making them for us. So
oh, that son of a
it's as fast as he can make them. I think we're gonna stop the pre-orders like in a few days.
Will they be up for the holidays?
I hope so.
Oh, those are really cool. Those look like something I could use like a ton of. I probably should have ordered more than one bundle of them.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hire somebody to like make recipes for games, right? Like go down to the hangar. Not the hangar anymore. I'm moving to a new building, guys. I don't know if it's public knowledge now. I finalized the deal.
Nice.
Getting to a new warehouse. So the warehouse, someone can work in the warehouse and basically just take a game, fill all the bits up in the trays, and then take pictures. And then we'll have recipes that we can just like put on BGG, and then you can click it and buy it and know that you're getting the right amount of stuff. Yeah, no, Noah's a genius. Do you know Noah? Have you met him? Noah Edelman?
No.
Game trays guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's played all the games with his game trays. Like, he makes the best trays. He's got this 3D modeling program where he can just basically make the tray and put the pieces in it to see if it'll all work. Really cool.
Oh, I think it said game trades. Game trays. The guy who has yeah, is that the guy that has the pigs in his house?
Yes, Lance. I was thinking to myself, Lance, you've met him. You were at that party.
Yes, I was.
The pig party.
So yeah, and
in St. Louis,
nice guy.
Yeah, a very smart guy.
Who wears a banana outfit.
Yeah, yes.
And has pigs in his house.
And has pigs. Doesn't eat bacon.
He wears a banana jumper.
Right.
So, yeah. What a weirdo.
The X-trays are doing pretty well. I think they'll do better when people see the formulas, the recipes, and see it in the box, like everything. It's hard to imagine what you're going to do with these things until you get them.
Mm-hmm.
So. But they're like the ones that came in Scythe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's exactly what they reminded me of, and I've repurposed those.
I think Jamie does sell those on his website too.
Does he? I didn't see him.
I don't know. I can't remember if he does or not. Yeah, so a lot of irons in the fire over here.
Be right back. Oh, you just keeping everything in the air. It's just so difficult.
It's crazy, man. I don't think I've ever worked this hard on BGG as like in the past year. I'm not trying to complain about it, but it just feels very like lots coming down, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a whole new round of Geek Up stuff. Not that I'm plugging, but there's a whole bunch of new stuff. The Targi stuff is really cool. If you like Targi.
He does sell the plastic resource containers, $2.
$2, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have colors though,
and you have little dividers in some of yours.
It's an X. It's like a triple or a double.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make like a double wide one. Actually, is a double wide one on? I don't remember if that's up for pre-order.
Yeah, I've got them up here because I was taking a look to see if I should get more before you close the pre-orders. Yeah, they have the single. They have the. Let's see what else they have. Single in all the different colors. You have the double.
Yeah.
You have the double offset, and then the triple.
Yeah, I want a double wide one too. Like where it's twice as wide. I don't know if he's engineered it. He's got to figure out the engineering on those though. Every mold is like money. But
money.
And some of those colors are not going to come back. I think once we do the colors, we're going to be like, we'll probably do them on rotation, because we don't want to sit on a lot of stock of color, but people like color, so they want to to get the pre-order and they get to pick the colors. I'm gonna have to get some orange ones.
Why?
It's a new BGG color, man. Orange.
Yeah, I know, baby.
You got to pimp the new digs.
So, Robert, do you have to move? Are you a virtual employee, remote employee?
Remote. I'm probably gonna move at some point, but that's just to get the hell out of Florida.
Where do you live in Florida?
Orlando.
Oh, okay. I grew up in Pompano.
I mean, I grew up in Villa Park outside Chicago. I'm just stuck in Florida at the moment. But yeah, no, I don't need to move. So for the moment.
Cool.
Robert's a virtual person, actually. He's just a hologram.
That's true. I'm not even a real person.
He's uploaded himself to the net. He's no longer a real. It's pretty amazing, actually. He's from the future.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing a review of this.
What is that one? Africa Park.
I can't find the year, but so it's a French game. Plays in 10 minutes. It's for ages 4 and up, and it plays 1 to 4.
Okay.
I was interested because I was like, this is a game that plays solo for 4-year-olds. It's actually kind of cute. Like it's cuter than I thought. It's actually got a bunch of like animals and stuff.
Where'd you get that?
In a box of stuff that I need to go through and review, and I just was sitting here picking some of them up.
Played Warehouse 13 3 times.
How is it? So I got my copy. It's sitting, but I'm still in shrink.
It's really good. It's really good. We played it pure co-op the first time because we only had 3 players. It was still hard, even though it was just the system. Second time I played, I was the trader, of course, and I pulled a real super move, like a super dick move, and got him. Trapped him pretty well. The thing about that game is like when the trader reveals you, and if you go into what they call the finale, it's hard for the heroes not to win.
Gotcha.
Like I was ill prepared to handle them in the finale, so I couldn't stop them in any way. And I'm not sure if we were doing something wrong because it was late and it was like the last game of the night, and it was like there was a little bit of temper. Because I explained the rules where the person who's being bronzed can't vote. Right? If you're getting thrown into the brig, you can't vote for yourself, right? You can't vote down.
Right.
So it was a 2 to 1 vote against to bronze the guy. And he got a little grumpy, but it was really nothing. He was out of the bronzer. I don't know what you call that thing. You guys watch that show?
Yes.
What show?
Bronzer. The Warehouse 13.
Oh.
So I called the vote. Bronze is one of the guys. It's really just the most crucial time as my action. And you only get 1 action around. And the vote, I convinced one guy to vote along with me and voted him down he got bronzed. And he got a little grumpy because he thought he could vote too. And it was 2 to 2. So we just moved on, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Like, it seems really hard to majority vote someone when they can vote for themselves.
Right.
So I reread the rule and I re-explained it. And I said, I know this sucks, but I misread the voting rule, and he kind of got mad at me.
Well, it wouldn't make sense for someone who's been.
Oh, did you tell Lincoln to settle down?
It wasn't
crying.
So many ideas on that.
I'm glad to hear it's good. So I got
really
I got my copy. I played it. I played a demo of it back when the Kickstarter ran a million years ago. So I didn't remember anything about how the game played, and I just haven't had a chance to pull it out and play with it yet. So I'm glad to hear it's good.
Yeah, it's really cool. It has. I don't even know the show, but I want to go watch the show based on what I've seen in the game.
Oh, you've never seen the show?
No, not a single episode.
That's one of my
I need to watch
favorites.
it.
I
It's
love
unfortunately not available on any streaming, so I'd have to buy it.
No, it is not.
But it's really cool. It's like it's surprisingly intriguing. I mean, it's deeper than I thought it would be. And I played it a year ago when it came out, and I liked it then too. And I'm like, wow, it's really well thought out.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing it during the Kickstarter and thinking to myself, man, I really like this. It really, and then I just forgot about it because it delivered so late.
It takes elements of the Battlestar Galactica dice game / Dark Moon, right, where you're revealing a die each turn. And obviously as a trader, I was just sitting on my good rolls, right? I was just I don't got anything good this turn. I don't have anything good this turn. Nobody really paid attention to that though.
I always forget that Dark Moon started out as BSG Express, the next game. I forgot about that
too. Yeah, so you're basically trying to catch the artifacts. Bag them, tag them. What is it? Bag them, scan them, bag them, and tag them. I don't remember. It's something like that because you got to find it first.
Bag them, scan them, and tag them.
And then it's you're gathering dice. You're gathering dice power to in the retrieval phase. You roll the dice. You roll them all. You put one forward to capture the artifact, and then you keep doing that until you either capture the artifact or you don't have any dice left, and the artifact escapes. The bad guys take it.
Well, maybe I'll have to. Maybe I'll drag it with me up to CoosCon.
It's really well done. I mean, and it's not like BSG long. It's like under 2 hours.
I'm gonna throw out my suitcase and get some people to play it this weekend at CoosCon.
Ask when you see Michael at the con. Ask him about the coyotes.
The coyotes?
Yep.
Okay.
Just trust me. Just ask him about the coyotes.
Explanation. Just ask about.
No, you should just say. Lance said I'm supposed to ask you about the coyotes. He will tell you a good story.
Fair enough. What happened to the chat on the side?
Did your chat disappear?
Yeah, I see the private, but I don't see the YouTube chat anymore. It just disappeared.
So I got the new iPhone. I switched.
Yeah, I did too. I got the 11 Max.
I have to say the screen is like spectacular.
It is.
It's so weird. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this real? Like it almost looks like those mock-ups they have at like the store where you sit there with the phone and it's like they put the sticker on. It looks like that.
Yeah, it's nice. I like
it.
Which
one did you have before?
I came from the Google Pixel 2.
Oh, okay.
The last iPhone I had was an 8.
Because I don't. Okay.
I switched to Google Fi, and this phone is perfectly fine, and I use it, and I'm going to keep it because it works internationally. And the problem is when I'm sitting here at my house, I get none of my messages, I get none of my calls, but they all come at once, right? Like it works in bursts. So, and that's even on Wi-Fi. So I don't know. There's something weird about my house or the AT&T server or the Google Fi service in this area, and so it's almost useless to me at home. It's great on the road. It actually when we were on the cruise, it tagged into Cuba's network, and it said "Welcome to Cuba." Unfortunately, Google Fi is not working in Cuba, but someday maybe. Because Google Fi is an international. It's not free, but it is basically cheap.
No, I like the new phone. It's just taking a little getting used to all the different features and the fact that it doesn't have a button on the bottom.
The last one I had was the button.
That's what's killing me. So my personal phone, I have the 7 Plus.
Yeah.
And I'm really used to that. I have the button, but for work, they sent me the XR, which is one step from the new.
Yeah.
And bouncing between them is driving me nuts because I have to get used.
You have to use button on one and face and swipes on the other.
Yep.
I know what you're saying.
Gorgeous, but yeah,
I haven't found a case I like yet, though. I got to shop for a case. Although I know they say you don't need one with the new one because they say that it's like virtually indestructible. But I
bought a case. I bought the clear case.
Does it have a front protector or just the back?
No, it does not have a front. I'm gonna put.
Yeah, I did a clear too. I just like keeping my phones in pristine condition.
You gotta tell me, guys, does that look like green?
No.
It
No,
doesn't.
it's
It looks
gray.
like gray.
No.
This is the green phone, by the way. I can see flashes of green depending on the angle that I get, but it's very not like green enough.
I always get the gold.
Oh yeah, gold rose gold.
Yeah, I like the rose gold for some reason.
Yeah,
How's the camera on the new one?
I haven't tested it.
Good.
But the wide angle camera is fun. Like I can get
Yeah.
my whole room right, like just sitting here. Neat. Another thing that's I mean, I don't know if there's a plug-in or something, but on the Pixel 2, if you double tap the power button, the camera pops up. And I don't know how to quick go to the camera on this one. I see that there's this camera button here.
Mm-hmm.
I push it and it's a little slower than me double tapping power. Like I was able to get so many pictures with the Pixel just by double tap power. It's on. It doesn't even need a code. But that had the fingerprint sensor, so it was instantly on.
I don't know. I never for some reason I never use the buttons from there. I always open my camera by going to the app on any so I don't even I know there's fast ways to do it. I just
got used to it. Like once you're used to something and then it's gone, it's like, okay, well what do I do now? And I couldn't figure out how to turn the damn phone off because I activated it, right? And they're like, turn it on and off again, or off and on again. And I'm like, okay, I hold the power button down. I'm like, it's not working. Doesn't do it. It's not working. How do you turn this thing off? I had to look it up.
Turn it off and on again. That's how you fix everything.
Warehouse 13 played. We played something else that was really great. No, what is the name of that game? It's a new one from Stronghold. Dune? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Sounds great though.
What is the name of it? It's not Ulm. Hold on, I'll find it.
I did like Ulm. I like playing that game.
Yeah, that was the one from
that was a Stronghold game, wasn't it?
R&R.
R&R, that's right. I enjoyed that game.
Well, that wasn't it. I played a different one. And I'm going to find it. Because, are we talking about games?
We're always talking about games.
It's Amul. A-M-U-L. So you can understand why I would say different letters.
Yeah.
It's a really cool set collection. And it's lightning fast and deep. So you play a card to a market, then you draft a card from the market, then you play a card to the table, and then you reset and do that 9 times, and then you score. It's really fast and really easy and really good. And there's like a million ways to score stuff, right? So you're basically trying to get that perfect combo. It's not as crazy as Fantasy Grounds. Was it Fantasy Realms? Remember that one? Where you could score
with all the crazy different cards.
With all like if you have the candle and the sword and the tower, you score 100 points.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. It wasn't Fantasy Realms. It was
Fantasy something.
It was Fantasy.
Ground.
Maybe it was Fantasy Realms. I don't know. But yeah, I remember that was. I like that game.
I like that. Too. I always wanted to play it, but no one. It never. Everybody's like, eh. And someone's like,
I almost always bring that with me when I go play D&D. So when we're waiting for other people to show up, because it's such a quick game to play.
Yeah, it's almost too quick. Because once the center is filled with cards, it's like it's over. It's like 6 turns.
Well, unless you take from the center,
card from the center, which rarely happens. I mean, it happens, but it's rare. Anyway, Amul is good. Really liked it.
How do you spell it?
A-M-U-L. The U has a diacritical or whatever those are called, but
a umlaut.
No, it's like a. I don't know what do you call those things.
I don't know. You tell me.
Maybe it's just A-M-U-L. I thought it had like a little.
A-U-M-M.
A-M mother U-L. A-M.
Oh, okay.
And it plays 8 players.
I'm searching this BGG and I couldn't find it.
I know, maybe the search. Someone should fix that goddamn search. But it plays 8 players, all simultaneous. It's super fast. Once you know the combos and know all the, it's got things where like based on the number of gems you have and your neighbors have, you score. Or silver is like if you have it all, or gold, which is your neighbor. You have merchants that play off your neighbors. Has a lot of cool interactions.
It has spice trading. I'm in.
Yeah, spices.
I'm in.
You're done.
So,
that's the only thing I don't like about it. It's like, God, another
that's the only
game.
That's the only thing you need to tell me it's in a game, and I'm like, all right, I'll buy that.
If this was all dungeon shit, like dungeon equipment and monsters and shit, and like heroes, it would be. I still really like it, but.
See, and I would be less interested. I'm more interested.
All right, you're more. You're the.
You just love the spices.
I love spicy games.
The game Gugliano are working on is actually a spice trading party game.
Yeah, what was that game with the spice trading? God, it was just spices. God,
Century Spice Road?
No. Saffronito? Is that sound?
Oh, Saffronito! It was a dexterity game.
Yeah, the dexterity
game.
The dexterity spice game.
Yeah, dexterity spice game.
That game, Saffronito, is what caused Gugliano and I to start on it, because we were like, so there's a spice trading game for everything except party games. And we're like, let's see if we can do this. And then it turned into a serious thing we started working on.
Isn't Pit a spice trading game? Oh, no, it's commodities.
It's commodities. There's like steel and oil and
wheat. One, 2, 1. My God, so much Pit. I played it so much growing up. Never laughed so hard.
This is out, right? A mole?
Yeah, it just came out. It's just released. I bought it from your previous employer.
Well, I gotta find somewhere else to buy it. No, I'm just kidding.
Anybody playing any like computer games lately or console games?
No, I've been waiting on a couple to come out. We're still waiting for Maneater to come out.
Maneater.
That's the Shark RPG.
Yeah.
RPG.
But
I tried playing the WoW Classic, but then I realized who actually has time for that, and I was level 8 and everyone else was level 40, and I'm like, all right, cancel that account.
Yeah, maybe in the 50 more hours you'll get to level 40. I'm like, I only ever played WoW Classic, so I don't even know what normal WoW is.
So I didn't either, but
it's on like easy mode. I mean, it's like, remember how like you'd pull up a quest and the quest would say, follow the river and head to this, and then you'll find the place. Yeah. So now when you take a quest, it just highlights the spot where you have to go. It just like,
in live.
So there's no like clues or like trying to figure things out.
No, it just and then like you always like you just put yourself in queue for
party
for like a party, and then you just there's no like you just get to go to the dungeon or whatever, and just. So I mean,
I only ever played a couple dungeons in WoW. Like I didn't do any of the real dungeons.
See, I didn't do WoW too much when it first came out because I was still playing EverQuest and still continued playing EverQuest and still actually log into EverQuest 1.
I need to get my corpse back, please.
Right. I'm
spending 10 hours to get my corpse back.
But a bunch of people from the industry were doing the WoW Classic, so I decided to try it, and yeah. I couldn't log in for like 5 days because of life, and then I came back and they were all level 40. I'm like, so cancel this account.
Yeah. What was that dungeon? And it was like in the side of the mountain, and you could fall down to level 3. And if your corpse fell down to level 3, you're never getting it back.
Blackborough?
Yeah, maybe that was the one.
Blackborough.
It was a really small dungeon.
It was terrible. If you're talking about in EverQuest, it was terrible.
Yeah.
barbarians had to get through it to meet up with everyone else.
Okay, they put it on the outside of the world. Oh god! And then people.
Wait, I know which one you're thinking of. It's
an undead dungeon.
Yeah.
Like on the side of the mountain in the between.
It'll come to me.
And then there's that one dungeon with the. I swear to God, I spent an entire weekend killing a stupid fucking spider to get a paladin shield.
Dude, we used to spend entire week.
That's a weekend. Yeah,
just to get one for the mob to kill.
Yeah, how dumb is that?
The time that I wasted every time I'd log in and hit /played, I'd be like, seriously, this is why my life.
I spent 7 years in EQ2.
Wow.
I still have my EQ2 account too, but I just coming from EverQuest 1, I couldn't get into EQ2, so I just played it as a side thing. But yeah, I mean, I still log into my EverQuest 1 accounts.
Is it still up?
Yep, still up. They're on like the 27th expansion.
Yeah, they're still cranking out expansions for EQ2.
Befallen. That and it's level 7 to 25. So if you're like level 7 and you accidentally fall down that little like well or whatever, you're never getting your corpse back. You might as well just like restart.
Gone, baby.
Find some like level 50 dude to kind of take pity on you and go get it with you.
I just remember I remember watching people play EverQuest, and I couldn't understand the allure. I mean that doesn't mean it doesn't mean it wasn't fun. It just did not seem like it was a good game to me.
I think it had more depth than
when it came out. It was basically a MUD with a graphical interface.
Yeah.
And spellcasters had to stare at their spell books while meditating. If you wanted a quest, you had to sit there and keep typing, figuring out what the hell the series of keywords were to have a conversation with the NPC. It was fantastic.
I remember watching this guy playing, and he was just sitting in this room in this dungeon, and then like every 5-10 minutes or something like that, some monster would spawn. He'd run over there, he'd kill it, he'd loot the corpse, and then he'd go back and sit down. And he was just and I was actually like mudding on a mud, and I was just kind of looking over there, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in this room, and there's like a rare monster spawn in here." And like the monster spawn, is that it? Nope, that's not it. And I was like, "Oh, so what are you doing?" Well, there's like a 1% chance that the rare monster will spawn. Yep. I was like, "Oh, 1% okay, okay." And then he goes, and then there's like a 1% chance if when he spawns that it'll have the item that I'm looking for.
Yep.
I was like, so you're sitting in here for how long have you been doing this? Oh, this is like my 6th day. I was like, fun.
I've been there.
In the early days, you could actually starve to death too.
Mm-hmm.
God, what was that other? I'm trying to remember the names of the dungeon. I've got that list here, and it's not coming back to me. That stupid spider rim. Blackborough?
Oh, with the crystalline spiders?
Yeah, it was like the red hourglass spider, and it would drop the shield with a red hourglass on it, and it was only for paladin.
Shield.
Something like that. Dwarf paladin or whatever.
Yeah. 26, 27 expansions later, I can't remember.
Cleric, yeah. It's so weird. I'm like, if they had just put up a thing that said pay $50, I would have done it. Instead I have to waste 2 weekends.
Right. There are definitely some times where yes, if it had just popped up.
Give me a pay to win option here, please.
I mean, they've dumbed down EverQuest 1 now too.
Are there any MMOs like that where you can just pay money and get stuff?
Well, so EverQuest 1 now does have you can pay to get some crap, and there are you can actually now get mercenaries that control with an AI for you and stuff. So they've dumbed it down, but they've dumbed it down because the population's dwindled. But it's still going. EQ2 has come and basically died, and
What is
EQ1
what is the best
going.
MMO right now? Is it?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I pre-ordered the Camelot one that's made by the guys who made Dark Age of Camelot.
Oh, they're bringing another Dark. You were talking
Camelot
about Dark
Unchained.
Camelot last week, and I think
it's in beta now. It's going to be coming out next year, I think.
I did what you did, Lance. I made a guy with a sniper arrow.
Yeah.
You shoot an arrow and like one shot him in the head. It so
Yep.
fun.
What was it? It was the scout in the Albion world.
Yeah.
It was like you got to be stealthy and you got to shoot, and your arrow actually went further than anybody else's because it was like
you could snipe people and they would be like, looking around like, what's going on?
Well, yeah, and the best thing is that if you could sneak around and find people that were sitting down, you did max damage to them.
Oh, right.
So if like your job was basically sneak around and wait till you found a mage who is sitting down to replenish his mana, and you're just inching forward just so you get just close enough so you see you're actually
dot can turn red.
Yeah, and you just watched, and then just kill him one shot. What happened?
The adrenaline rush I had the first time we were in one of those big battles, and me and my roommate it was a 2-on-1. We were chasing a guy, right? And he was like shooting with arrows, and I'm like trying to get up and hit him with the sword. And like the amount of adrenaline on that was amazing. Just one little tidbit of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
trying to run away from us.
I remember I used to when I played when my wife and I played together, like I had on Warcraft, I had my level 60 rogue and all maxed out with legendaries, and not legendaries, epics, but purples. And like, so I would go to different areas to like help her out and stuff like that. And then I remember one time she ended up in like a area where there were like 3 or 4 alliance people that had turned their PvP flag, and she was like level 18. Yeah. They had turned their PvP flag on, and they were moving around her and trying to get her to accidentally click on them to attack them, so her PvP flag would go on. And she's like, "This is dumb. I hate this. I can't get anything done." I was like, "Where are they?" It's just just like
TPK.
Yeah, keep them interested. Keep them interested. I'll be right there. Yeah. Showed up. Just like
you could channel people into your party, right? Like
with the warlocks.
You needed 3 people though.
Yeah, but I remember I got there, and I just remember I snuck up. Like one-shotted one guy. Got the other guy. They're like trying to fight me, and then like the final guy was a paladin, and I remember he bubbled up.
Yeah.
And but he must not have had his Hearthstone, so he was just running away, and I was just running right next to him. It's like, yep, in 30 seconds you're dead. Just so you know. And that was nice. And then they, of course, they sent like they must have told somebody, and some level like 60 showed up, but I had already left. I was just like, I've always, whenever I play MMO with a PvP character, I have to play the stealth guy. I just I can't stand not being invisible. I want to be able to sneak up on people.
I want to sneak up on people and wreck their day.
I don't do PvP at all.
What do I play these days? I usually play rogues, but like I don't know. I never do. I never know the right tricks. I don't play games enough to know.
Yeah, I've been playing Nuclear Throne a lot lately, just because
it's a fun game. I reinstalled it after you talked about it last week.
It because it just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And then
there was a new one. I think we talked about it last week, but I installed it, man, and I cannot even get past the first couple screens.
Oh, there was
so hard.
I gotta find out. There was a Steam game that looks super cool, but it's like the early it's like early, like it's like you can buy it, but it's like early access.
Release, yeah.
So it isn't, and I've been burned on that before, so I have a real tough time.
That's the way Gloomhaven is.
Which game are you talking about, Lance?
Hold on, I'll find it and then I'll.
I love you, Colonel Sanders. Chicken looking good. That one. Finger looking good. It's
The KFC dating
I
simulator.
love you, Colonel Sanders. A finger looking good dating simulator. I kind of want it. It's free.
It kind of had me at
I
that
need to
time.
download it. Actually, I'm
The
gonna
title is pretty hot.
Right.
I'll have to find my wish list here. Hold on.
Did you see that Dwarf Fortress is coming to Steam? They're gonna put a UI on it. Yes.
Oh well,
Oh,
I got pretty good at Dwarf Fortress there for a while.
The UI is so frustrating.
Oh yeah, it's I definitely there's people that have I used a skin for it, so that helped out a lot.
Okay.
Let me see here.
I've been getting a lot of early access stuff, playing for 5 minutes and turning it off, and I'm like, I'll come back to you in a year. You know what I mean? Like, it's just annoying now. You buy games that are not done, or not even.
The only game I'm looking for.
Noita. Look at Noita.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I bought it.
Oh, you did?
I couldn't even get past like the first goddamn screen. It's hard as shit.
Noita looks
like
so cool.
It does. It's really cool, and
I
the
think
play is cool.
I think the only video game I'm looking forward to coming out doesn't come out until March of next year, and that's Bloodlines 2.
Bloodlines 2. Oh, is that
They're finally doing a sequel to the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines game for $1 million.
I have 3 pre-ordered.
I remember that one.
I have Maneater pre-ordered on the Epic Store, and I have that Marvel Avengers game and the new Star Wars game pre-ordered for PS4.
Other than that, I've just been playing a lot of Madden.
Me too. You have it on Xbox or PS4?
Xbox.
I'm running a league starting tomorrow.
All right.
Yep. If you want in, what's your team?
Bears.
You can have them. No one's got them yet.
Oh my God.
I got like 5 industry people in this little league.
So I'm looking forward to Planet Zoo. It's from the guys who make Zoo Tycoon and Planet Coaster. You know those games?
Yeah.
They combined the two. Planet Zoo. You make your own animal theme park. It's in beta, but you can't buy it. It's only it unlocks on November 5th, so I'm not even gonna be able to touch it until after BGGCon. Something else coming out.
Checking Steam now. I haven't been on in a while.
So the game that they have for sale today is called Cultist Simulator.
Yeah,
that is. If you don't like it,
I don't get it. Do you?
Well, you got to read the wiki. I mean, you have to read the wiki because.
Yeah, I mean, I like to play games to play them, but like, I mean, I played that. I put a significant amount of time in the game trying to figure out its systems. And I think I got it a little bit, but then I'm just bored because it's like the key. I kept getting into the same death cycle.
Yeah,
I mean, it's cool, but like I wanted to be so much better.
Fair enough.
So if I go through the wiki, I'll get more out of it.
You'll definitely get a lot more out of it.
Yeah, I was thinking it was one of those games, and I was avoiding looking up how to beat it.
So I was thinking about this. This is something weird. So I was thinking, and I went to my local game store with JR because you weren't on, but JR was on.
Yeah, JR is driving to Canada, right?
Yeah, and he stayed at my house for a day, and it was pretty cool. We hung out and had a good time. But I took him to my best local game store or whatever, and we were like just like hanging out there, and I was talking to the owner, and we were BSing about stuff, and like he had like 2 giant racks of like relatively new board games, all 40% off. He was just getting rid of them,
bailing out.
Well, I mean, he still had tons of other board games, but this is just stuff. He's like, yeah, if it's been sitting on my shelf for more than 3 months, it goes into 40% off.
3 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean it's like if it's a game that's still selling, it won't go there. But if like, I haven't sold any copies of
Hand of Doom.
Yeah, whatever. It's 40% off. And then like he said, if it stays in there for another 3 months, then it goes to my clearance section. And that's just he basically does a Dutch auction for his stuff.
So how many copies of Seafall were in that?
Well, they're all in the clearance section. He was.
I don't.
And
JR worked on Seafall as well.
I know, and he saw it, and we had a chuckle together about it. I think his last copy was $10.
You had a chuckle.
That was such a. I mean, I don't even know how to put it into words of the saga of Seafall.
Seafall was a big disappointment for us.
I know, but like, how did and yeah, I don't know.
If it just didn't, the biggest thing that was wrong with Seafall was not the story. It was not the. It was the fact that you had to reset yourself every single time.
Game, yeah, for legacy games where you're just like,
and I think a lot of it too was that the meat and potatoes of the game wasn't until the end of the game. So you spent so much time unlocking the game to finally get it to be deep enough. And most people just didn't have the patience to wait that long. So your first 4 or 5 campaigns, it's like such a vanilla game, and it's meant to grow. But I think they should have given you a little more up front to keep you wanting to come back.
Did you finish it, Pete?
Nope.
Did anybody finish it? Anybody open it up?
I didn't open it up. I just gave my copy to somebody else and said you can.
I don't think I know anyone that finished it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that finished it. So here's a big spoiler. So if you're
all right, so
this is not a game. I don't. All I know is I read something on the back of the box, and I was trying to confirm it. Is there a laser in the game, or a blacklight? Because it says contains batteries. It says on the back of the box, it says warning, alkaline, whatever, like warning. I'm sure that's a blacklight, right? They put blacklights in everything now these days.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or probably not a laser, right? Because those are a little more dangerous. Put your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out.
So I'm gonna have to open it up and just look through all the content.
I read the spoiler stuff on BGG just so I could know what the whole story was.
Yeah.
Just
so we finished King's Dilemma.
Yeah, I am gonna be starting that up soon.
Okay, I won't say anything then.
Yeah, I'm same with my group too.
Okay, never mind. I won't say a thing. We'll talk later. What else is interesting? Have you guys played Magicora Legacy?
No,
haven't. I'm gonna play with my kids.
Robert.
But I did play the. I demoed it at BGG Con last year, and I played through an entire game. So,
you guys gonna do Clank Legacy?
No. You know why?
Why?
3 syllables.
Deck building.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why.
It's so good though, Lance. Come on.
I've heard nothing but awesome stuff about it. But I mean, that's if you absolutely despise worker placement games, and there's the best worker placement game of all time, you still wouldn't enjoy it, right? So I don't despise deck building. I'm not good at it, and I watch other people rattle through their deck 27 times in a row while I'm I'll do my one action this round. Okay, It's your turn again.
Your turn. I can't. What is it? What was the joke? What's the Dominion card? It's the one that just kept giving you gold, and you draw a card. I can't remember. The Tower. Was it Tower or?
I don't know. And I really liked playing Dominion, but then they just added 7,000 expansions, and I didn't enjoy it as much anymore.
You don't like to see the expansions stuff? You just like basic?
I like Dominion and Dominion Intrigue put together. That's what I like.
Okay. Is that the one where you screw other people?
Yes. What are you laughing about?
I'm playing the KFC dating game. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Is it just a web game?
So here's the joke.
Fantastic.
Of Dominion. Village. Carpenter. Damn. Can't afford anything. Right? Because Village, you play a card, draw a card. Yeah, I don't know if that's a joke. That joke was told by a comedian at BGGCon back in the early days, I think, before you guys started coming. We had a comedian do a 10-minute bit on the when Romney was running for president the first time.
So like 1,000 years ago.
Because the joke was, which games would the Republican candidates like to play? This is after Bush was it? I can't remember what year it was. It was definitely like 2008 maybe. Who ran?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, because I think it was. I don't remember. Anyway, I thought he was funny.
I bet you did.
Nobody fucking laughed. He was dying. Like, I'm like, that's pretty funny. Like, no one, nothing. Like, it was like, imagine 2,000 people in a room, fucking crickets. It was. I felt bad for him. He did okay. He didn't care. He was all good with it. But it was like,
has anybody played the Fallen London browser game?
Nope. What is it
I've
called?
heard
Fallen London.
Fallen London. It's like, okay, so the setting of it is there's a bazaar and it's a sentient being. It's curated by several masters, each with their own control over Fallen London's businesses. The monarch of the city, her enduring majesty, the traitor empress, sold the city to the bazaar to spare the life of her husband, Albert. The entire city was then taken 1 mile beneath the surface by a swarm of bats, where it has remained for 30 years. And so then you take on the role of new arrivals to the underground, down your luck, and make their way to the cream of the crop of the city's various legal and illegal activities. And it's
are these the guys that made Sunless Sea?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't even know they made something before Sunless Sea. That's cool. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
I want to like that game better than I do.
Sunless Sea is it is another game that just like does not help you at all.
No.
Yeah.
But they have Sunless Skies too, which is like of similar.
Yes. And I tried so hard to like Sunless Sea, and it just did not.
It's one of those games. It's where you just see all the combinations, and you need to just figure it out. Like, what's the right move, right? Like, what's the right play?
Well, yeah, and then like you get
like,
things like it's like, oh, you get like a quest, and it's like, oh, if you could please take me to this place, but you have no idea where that place is, and so like you have this guy in your boat for hours and hours, and you're just like, and you're looking for this, like, I mean, it's just like, as you said, oh, so I want to play this. Oh, well, great. So you can play it, but here's the wiki. Read that first. And here's the map.
And here's the map was random.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh,
it had some good things I liked about it, but
yeah.
So it's Fallen London of the same ilk, I guess.
Yeah, it's just another one of those like, stumble around
and uncover the secret plots, and
there you go.
I
do like the name of the company, Fail Better.
That's like play better, right?
Yeah, Fail Better Games. Yeah. I thought that was that's a good name for a company.
Yeah,
but there you go.
And it's almost too much dialogue, not enough game.
That's true too. Yeah, like oh, here's a block of text. Yeah, here's not like yeah, exactly, 15 paragraphs and that's the stuff that bothers me too. Like even games like Red Dead Redemption 2, like it was like, oh, you find this book and you think, oh, okay, I open it up and it tells you like, no, here it's
40 pages.
It's 40 pages. Go ahead and read it. It was kind of like, remember how like the Skyrim games would put like basically full-length books in there?
Yeah.
And like, am I supposed to read this?
Did you finish Red Dead?
No, I haven't. That was what I was going to tell you guys. I actually finally got to the point where I completed everything as far as I could possibly get into the game where I am right now. And so I've gone ahead and moved on to the next chapter. So we moved into some weird mansion, and now I'm doing everything for that section of what I've accomplished. Right now, I'm trying to collect one of every herb so I can complete the herbalist thing.
Did you ever?
Taking my time?
Did you ever run into the psycho killer family?
Yeah.
They poison you and then you wake up in a grave.
Yeah, that was some crazy
so
stuff.
good.
I can hear it.
Is that the music for the game?
The KFC game, yeah, I'm trying it out.
I feel like I just heard that. Are you enjoying that, Pete?
It's interesting.
Morning biscuit?
It's a little disturbing.
So what is the premise of the
It's a click. It's just a click, a point and click. Yeah.
Visual novel. But is there any game part?
No, not that I've seen so far.
Make decisions like one of those Japanese
later. Sometimes those have pretty good gameplay though.
Yeah,
this not this
like the Nama what's it called? The ones with the murder mysteries. Danganronpa? Is that the ones?
I mean, I haven't gotten very far into it, so. Yeah. Oh, you're about to go to class, Pete.
I am. The fox.
You're about to meet the Colonel.
The Colonel.
So who do you
meet
play?
The Colonel?
Do you play the love interest of the Colonel?
I don't know what I play.
You're hot for the Colonel.
You're hot for the Colonel. I'm hot for.
Oh yeah. Pete's about to meet the Colonel and be hot for him. He has to clean himself up.
You're hot for Peacha.
He walked in. I'm swept up in his aura.
Wow.
He has a remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It is him.
By the way, Sniper Elite franchise is on sale this week. Those games are awesome if you don't have them. Now, they're pretty gross and really horrific death scenes, but it's fun.
You okay, Pete?
Oh, I'm. They called me Sweaty Sweats a lot.
Sweaty Sweats. Well, that's accurate.
Yeah, you're about where I decided to
Maybe
close.
we should open that window back up before faucet pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely.
Yeah, you're exactly where I decided.
Can you do a screen share?
That's on my other computer. So, oh, how cute.
Look at Mr. Fancy with his other computer. You and I've decided I don't like the saying, the thing when people say you're not wrong. I've decided I don't like that. It for some reason that bugs me. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you're not wrong.
Well, you're not wrong. It's like, well, you're not saying I'm right either. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I'm like, what is it? So what is you're not wrong trying to convey?
Yeah. I don't know. It just bugs me.
I'm like in agreement with you, but not really. Or
yeah,
I'm in agreement with you fully, 100%. You're 100% right. Or no, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I've caught myself recently.
I don't know why. Just does.
What's something else I say? I've been catching myself saying a lot. You think? And someone says something like, God, that I don't want to say, I don't want to say. I'm trying to come up with something non-political.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't help you.
Ice cream tastes really good. You think?
You're not wrong.
That's not the
You're
right,
not wrong.
That's the wrong kind of statement. I've been saying 100% quite a lot. Don't know why. 100%.
Or well, then my other pet peeve is, and like I think I've mentioned this before that I've been angry about, but another thing that bothers me a great deal is ever since, so like when reality TV became a thing, like they realize that it kind of breaks the what's what we're looking for? It breaks the immersion if like somebody's on the phone and you can hear the other part of the conversation, because normally you can't, right? You're talking on the phone, hey, how's it going?
But they're recording everything.
Well, no, just see it, but it breaks that immersion, right? So to counteract that, what they did was they just had everybody would hold their phone out like this and talk on a speakerphone. Yeah, like nobody in their right mind does that. They don't walk around in the middle of a mall and talk on a speakerphone. You know, I mean, people. So here's the deal. So, and I'd always say that's so stupid. Nobody talks like that. And now I see people talking like that, or they'll be having a conversation like in a grocery store, like right next to me, and I can hear this person like blathering with them. So what did we need? Do we need tomatoes? No, we got enough tomatoes. It's like, really? You know, nobody used to, I don't need to hear your conversation.
Bread, pound of butter, gallon of milk.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just, and now people talk like that because they just, it's just, you know, screwed into their brain that this is how people talk, and people don't talk. But now, anyway. Yeah, makes me angry.
Wow.
But
so, do you guys play Bargain Quest?
No.
What is Bargain Quest?
It's a board game.
Okay, tell me more about it.
You're trying to attract the heroes to your store to equip them so they can go kill the monster. So you're not actually fighting the monsters, you're equipping the heroes. And you're trying to make the most money points.
Yeah, I have it. I haven't played it yet, though.
Yeah. It's long. They've been playing it for 2 hours now on game night.
Wow.
Long one. Did not realize it was that long.
So I don't understand. So like, is it like a shopping sim, or what is it? Explain the game.
You run the shops. All of us have a shop, right? And we do a card draft to get items, right? So we get dealt 4 cards each. You draft 1 card, pass to the left, draft a card, pass. You know, the whole drafting thing, 7 Wonder style. Yeah, at the end of the round, you'll have 4 cards. One of them goes into your display that attracts the heroes to your shop, but you can't sell that item. Then you can sell them the other items you have. So you want a really good item to get the first pick of the heroes to come to your shop, but then the items remaining is the ones you sell to them. You're trying to get them strong enough to beat the boss of the game. There's like 4 bosses in the game. And then you go battle, and they either die or they put a wound on the boss and get victory points.
Okay.
They get a victory point, it comes to you because you equipped that hero that round. Then they lose all their equipment because it all breaks, and then you just keep doing that. Now, if a hero dies, he's just out of the game. He's removed. Then there's a whole upgrade system of the shop, and you can hire employees that give you special powers. And you just do that until all 4 bosses are dead.
That sounds actually.
It looks cool. I mean, I've been watching them play it for like an hour before I came on, and now it's like another hour has gone by, and they're still playing it.
What? Who made it?
Renegade.
Renegade was the original publisher, though.
Jonathan Ying. I think he self-published through Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was published. They picked it up. They picked it up and ran the 2nd edition Kickstarter.
Yeah. He's the next FFG guy. I don't know what else he's designed, but probably when you're at FFG, you're probably like on everything.
It was self-published originally.
It looks cool. I want to play it, but it's long. I mean, it's not a big deal.
It's weird that it's long. It's listed as only 30 to 60 minutes.
Yeah, game night guys can make it long. You know, when you're recording and want to be talking about stuff and.
Where'd my screen go?
He worked on Imperial Assault, Doom, Power Rangers, Battle War, Game of Thrones trivia game, Nickelodeon Flat Attack.
Game of Thrones trivia. I'd actually like that. Would be interesting if it wasn't like. I remember. I forget what it was, but I remember there was like the Simpsons trivia game, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be awesome at this. This is going to be great."
It'll be terrible.
And I was just no.
Questions here.
No, and so like the questions on the Simpsons trivia game was, what was on the picture in Selma and in Selma's house in episode something? What?
Yeah. All right, I got some Game of Thrones trivia for you if you want to do something.
All right,
Here we go. Robb Stark's prowess in battle earns him a nickname. How is he known to his enemies? I have it's a multiple choice.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're gonna leave me hanging like there.
Man-eater, the Young Wolf, or the Cub King.
The Young Wolf.
Young Wolf.
Yeah. Multiple choice. I guess if you can answer it like right out, straight out of the gate, you'd get bonus points maybe. While standing before the Iron Throne, Jaime recounts 2 deaths to Eddard that occurred in that very spot. Which 2 deaths did Jaime describe?
On.
Yeah, I was gonna say the King, Mad King.
Yeah, and
so here's the choices: Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark.
No.
The Mad King Aerys and Robert Baratheon. Eddard's father and brother.
Eddard's father and brother.
Yes. With which animals are the docile Larzarian people associated with? Larzarian? I don't even know. Fish, horses, or lambs?
Wait. The Lazarian?
Lazarian.
I believe they're the lambs.
You're right, Lance. Lambs. This is season 1, by the way. Sometimes the pen can be mightier than the sword. What does Tyrion say he needs to sharpen his mind? Much like Jon Snow uses whetstone on his blade.
Books.
Wine, conversation, or books?
Books.
Yep. On the walls of King's Landing, what ill-advised activity does the Hound stop Sansa from doing?
She was gonna jump.
Nope.
No, she was gonna push. She was gonna push what's his face off the side or whatever.
Yeah. So stealing Sir Meryn's sword, pushing Joffrey to his death, or committing suicide.
Yeah.
Joffrey.
Yeah.
Okay. These are tough, man. I have no idea. What is the distinctive piece of armor that the personal guards of Magister Illyrio wear? Red gold chest plates, spiked helms, or tall kite shields? Like, who's Illyrio? I don't even remember Magister Illyrio.
Was it the spiked helmets?
Spiked helms. All right, here we go. 3 more. How does Daenerys Bloodrider Razcaro refer to Ser Jorah's armor before the knight corrects him? How does Daenerys' Bloodrider Razcaro refer to Ser Jorah's armor before the knight corrects him?
I'll need a multiple choice, but I'll be able to get it.
Steel dress, iron skin, or slow steel?
Slow steel.
No.
First one.
Steel dress.
Oh, okay.
Okay. According to the Hound, who silenced Sir Ilyn Payne by ordering his tongue be torn out? Robert Baratheon, Tywin Lannister, or Aerys Targaryen?
Aerys Targaryen.
Okay. While chasing cats under the Red Keep, who does Arya overhear discussing her father's death?
Oh, it was I think it was different in the show and the books, but it was what's his face, the Lord of Whispers, or the Master of Whispers.
Choices are Littlefinger, Illyrio Mopatis, or Cersei Lannister.
It's the second one. It's the second one.
Illyrio Mopatis. So who was he? Is this from the movie? Is this from the show?
So Illyrio is
only like 10 years ago. So
Illyrio is the is the sponsor for Daenerys and her brother. He's like the merchant that gives them a place to stay.
Yeah. I need to go back and watch. Oh, I don't know if I need to go back and watch it. I got other stuff to watch.
Yeah, and I haven't read these in forever.
Bran's would-be assassin used a particularly ornate dagger. From what material was the blade made from?
Valyrian steel.
Dragon bone, or castle forged steel. Okay. In order to become a better sword fighter, Arya chases a stray cat around the Red Keep. What does she stumble upon during her chase? A second throne, a broken statue of Aegon the Conqueror, or a dragon skull? God, I do not remember this at all.
Say that again.
Second throne. Do you want the whole question?
Yeah, the whole question.
In order to become a better sword fighter, Arya chases a stray cat around the Red Keep. What does she stumble upon during her chase?
Oh, she
Dragon
finds
skull.
The dragon skulls, yeah.
Dragon skull. Yeah, these are tough. We played one year. We sat in Lincoln's room and played Caddyshack trivia game.
Oh my God, Caddyshack!
It's
I would love that.
You would, but it's impossible. Like we could not
No.
answer. We answered like 1 out of 10.
Do you have the Caddyshack questions?
Let me see if I can find some.
I would like to take a chance.
You'll
at
be
that.
shocked how hard it is. You will be surprised. We all think we're like so pro at Caddyshack movie. Like how many times have we seen it? Like 10 times, 15 times? No, you don't know. All right, here we go. When do Carl and Ty meet? In the morning, during the day, in the evening, or at night?
At night. No, wait.
Well,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
at night.
I don't
It's
have
at
the
night.
answers. Yes, I thought the answers would be on this page, but they are
She's
not.
got the questions.
I just said,
Nice.
yeah. Well, let's see if we can come up with it. Maybe. So you think at night? Yeah, I'm
It
pretty
was
sure
at night, yeah.
During the big match, how many shots of Danny golfing alone are cut together in one montage? Like, come on, really?
Well,
Think
yeah,
you can
that's
get that.
4.
12.
It's 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know what.
3.
Who was the first caddy paid? Danny or Tony?
Tony.
Maybe. Here's another great question. The flag for which hole is shown on the DVD menu for Caddyshack? The 14th, 17th, 18th, or 19th?
19.
It's gotta be the 19th, right? It would
what
have
a
been
weird
nice
question.
if someone made a picture that actually had answers. That's all I got. But we played this for like an hour, thinking it was like, okay, we're in the hard part of the game. Like, let's keep going through. It's 1,000 questions. Let's go through it and find some easy ones. There just aren't any. It's so hard.
That's weird.
Yeah. How many scenes of Danny golfing alone are cut together in a montage?
Well, who doesn't know that?
Who doesn't know? I mean, come on. We're waiting.
Well, yeah. Well,
We're waiting.
we're waiting. One of my all-time favorite lines.
Great movie.
And yeah, I mean that was Ted Knight's last role before he died too.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't
he in that TV show?
Well, he was, but that was like he
died in 1986.
I just remember he had that line. The other line that I liked was when he goes, "Sit down, Danny."
He goes, "No, I want a hamburger. No, I want a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. You'll get nothing like it.
You'll get nothing like it." Oh, and then the other one that I liked was, Danny, I send boys younger than you to the gas chamber. I didn't want to do it. I felt I owed it to them. Just too good. Way too good.
He died in Caddyshack was 1980. I mean, it was his last movie. He did some.
Yeah.
He had TV stuff too.
Yeah. Sit down, Danny. Just so good. But
Is he he was born in Russia?
I did not know that.
Poland. I can't pronounce the locations.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Hey Pete,
Yeah.
are you still playing that?
Yeah, I got all the way up to the point where I had to fight a spork monster.
Wait, there are fights in it?
Yeah, you actually have to fight or defend with and then it looked like me and Colonel Sanders were about to get busy, and that's when I stopped.
Oh God.
I did not get that far, Pete.
Yeah, after you get to the class, there's a cooking competition, and then after that, you wake up the next morning and you've got the hots for Colonel Sanders, and it asks if you want to move closer to him, and then a giant spork monster jumps out, and you have to both attack it.
All right, I'm gonna play this.
it's quite interesting.
Yeah, now I'm sad that I didn't save my progress, so now I'm gonna have to go through
Yeah,
that.
I exited out. I don't know if it saved my progress or not, but
Oh my gosh.
me and the Colonel are getting kind of tight.
There was a visual novel I played that the only way to describe it is to spoil it, so I shouldn't say anything, but I can't. It was sort of like an alternate or a virtual reality type thing.
Mhm.
And of course, it's like you're one guy and there's three girls and they're all chasing after you. What was the name of that? I'm never going to find it. I have too many games and don't know where they are.
It's called One Guy, Three Girls, but it's written in
Yeah,
Japanese.
it's something. It's really creepy. I mean, it's like the Japanese creep kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, oh, I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just, but it has a very cool subplot that you don't find out until several hours in. And then it's just it's a few hour games, like 3 hours.
Hmm.
And I thought it was really cool. Let's see if I can find it. There's no way, because like you can't filter your own games with their tags. Can you? You guys know a way to do that?
No.
I know.
I mean, all I have is just a list with a couple hundred games or whatever. I can't go through it. Which I didn't bring it up. I guess if you search for virtual novel games and sort by rank, it probably will be at the top. Are you guys gonna listen? You gonna listen, Robert?
Nope.
Oh, no, it's for me.
No.
No.
Next year, not this year. Skip a year.
I wish I could skip a year.
Eventually, you'll have people.
Mm-hmm.
It's Doki Doki Literature Club. That's the found it.
Of course it is.
Yep.
What is it?
Doki Doki Literature Club.
What is that?
It's a game about a book club.
Is that like one of those
Let
Japanese things?
Let me describe
Yeah.
It's overwhelmingly positive, by the way. The
Oh
literature
yeah,
club.
I
the
can
literature
only
club-
imagine.
The literature club is full of cute girls. Will you write the way into their heart? This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Yeah, it's disturbing. There's definitely some disturbing shit. But it's like 3 to 4 hour game. Do not play it if you are. Yeah, it is definitely an adult game.
Those.
You ready to go to Essen, Lance?
I am jazzed. I got my book. So here, let's see here. At 7:29 a.m., I am going to leave the confines of Fargo, North Dakota. And then after being in the air for 2 hours and 11 minutes, I will land in Denver, Colorado. And then 7 hours later, my plane will leave at 3:40 after I meet up with the rest. After I meet up with the rest of the fun again, folks. I will leave Denver at 3:45 p.m. and I'll land in Frankfurt at 9:20 a.m. after a 9 hour and 35-minute flight.
Yep, I'll be happy just chilling at home watching Netflix and playing Madden.
You're almost traveling for 20. How many 20-something hours? 16 plus something. 2.
So I don't know. I guess I'll just be reading books and chilling in Denver. But that was like Jeff felt bad, but he was like, "That's like every other flight. Like I wouldn't meet up with them, and so we wouldn't all be together." Kind of thing.
You don't want to be. You don't want to be in Germany by yourself unless you know what you're doing.
Oh, I know what I'm
it's
doing.
okay. I mean, it's like it's easier when you got somebody with you.
Germany. Well, yeah, and there's 4 people from Fun Again flying, so
I did a post on the front page today about the we're 2 weeks away. Well, from the pre-orders ending. Crazy fast timing.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. It's going to take 3 weeks just to go through the SM preview.
Maybe. Possibly.
Most likely, even filtered down to just for sale standalone, it's still over 700 games.
For normal people, it will take that long. And us.
I've only scanned the list.
There's 1,200 titles in there.
Wow.
Couple hundred expansions, the rest standalone, but it's still
You're filtering by for sale.
Yeah, for sale is 900 and something.
Can I make another joke about the game for sale, or should I just let that go?
No.
Is there a
Just
joke?
let it go.
I'll do that again.
And then sort by thumbs.
You're a thumb.
On Mars, number 1. Black Angel, number 2. Maracaibo. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Paranormal Detectives. Oh, that's Lucky Duck game. Yeah, unfortunately, there's some of the top games can't be pre-ordered. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what?
You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Why?
Like what's a top game in your opinion that can't be pre-ordered?
It's a Wonderful World. 39 euro. Can't pre-order it.
Why is that? Why? Okay, I want you to tell me why do you think that's like a must-have? Or
I'm going by the just the BGG stats.
Okay, can I ask you why you would think that is the case?
I'm just going by popularity.
Okay.
So
you don't know anything about the game at all?
No, I do know, but I do know about this game. It's a engine builder.
You can't pre-order, or if it's even going to be there, I think they might have a delay now for Aquatica.
That's the one I want.
Oh,
that's about the only one that's like I want it. If it's going to be there, I've got a couple people who are willing to grab it for me.
Now the new Quined game is able to be pre-ordered. That looks pretty cool. Terra Mara. Modular board, variable player powers, worker placement.
Terra Mara?
Is it?
Mara.
I think part of my problem with a lot of Euros is like the names just don't excite me at all.
Yeah, the names are boring.
Yeah, Terra Mara. Another, name of the game is another European city.
See,
well, Terra means Earth. I don't know what Mara means.
I know. I'm sure the game is amazing, and I'm sure people have fun playing it. That's just one of those things.
It's the name of a village. The
villages founded around 1500 BC in northern Italy. Actually, this sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The goal is to develop your clan, exploring lands farther away to trade with other villages to reach sacred places. Oh, it's a battle game. You improve your battle strength and discover new technologies, create useful artifacts. The player who develops the best clan by gaining more development points becomes the leader of all the Terra Mara and wins the game. Ratville. You gotta love a game called Ratville. Although, are we doing a preview this year? Or are we going through the games at some point?
Yeah, we're gonna do a preview.
Okay.
We gotta.
I'll save my commentary then. I'll save my gems.
Your gems?
I don't know.
Horse and wagon looking meeples are weird.
The which one?
For Terra Mara.
Oh. I need to implement the
borderline inappropriate.
Ooh. Inappropriate. Remember that from Conan? Oh. They're sort of like little chubby elves. Or are they all different?
No, I'm not talking about those meeples. I'm talking about the
horse and cart.
Like, if you look at it, let's glance for a second, it looks super inappropriate for a minute.
It looks a little what's
I don't
going
want to say on the screen what it looks like. But that's what it looks like. Like it took me a minute. Go, oh,
Deep Blue, can't pre-order that. That's Asmodee though.
Mm-hmm. That's another one
Sonoma.
I'd like to get.
Glenmore 2, want to pre-order that. Era of Tribes, I want to pre-order that. Oh, that is pre-order. Okay.
Glenmore 2's Kickstarter is shipped or is shipping?
It probably I haven't gotten it yet, so it's
I
probably
think it's supposed to be shipping soon.
can't pre-order Fuji Koro. Yeah, oh well. I mean, someday these will all be pre-orderable. I need to get my copy of Dead of Tanka. Like, have you guys played that one?
Mm-mm.
So, I kickstarted it, but they when they did the shipping, they charged me like 100 euros shipping, and I'm like, I'm not paying that. So I wrote them and told them like, I think something screwed up, and they're like, yeah, something screwed up, but I never got the game. Like something's still screwed. I need to write it back and say something's still screwed up.
It's like Aquatica is pre-orderable, but
Is
It
it
just-
pre-orderable?
yeah, but it's almost $100.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
$45 game.
Here's
So-
the pre-order system is for the people who want to just pay the premium and get the game.
Yep. And that's fine. I get it. I'll wait. I mean, that one I'd almost consider pulling the trigger, but it's if I knew when the release date was, it'd probably help me decide better. If it's only like a month away, then I'd wait.
Cosmodrome. Yeah, I mean, if they don't have if Cosmodrome doesn't have a partner, it's not going to come for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they do.
They do. Their partners list is Cosmos and all those guys, the big guys. So they're gonna. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming through Asmodee, so it's gonna be. They're partnered with them, so it'll be over.
It'll
here.
come pretty quickly. It probably
Yeah, I think
within
so.
the beginning- within the first 3 months of next year, I would think.
Pete, check your messages.
Yep.
Secret speech.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Mm.
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 I'm predicting what it said. I think I know.
I think you can guess what it's
Probably yes. That's so great. I want to get that Trimagistus. Did you play that, Lance?
Yes, it's amazing.
Okay, cool.
It is the myth of the heavy gamer, but yes, it is amazing.
I want to get Chocolate Factory. It's Matthew Dunstan and Brett J. Gilbert. All right, I'm going to stop talking about games now. We got to save this. Save it for the next.
Cool.
Guys, I will be right back. Sorry. Game night calls me.
Why? What's? Are they shutting down?
I'm not sure. Do not know.
Do not know.
Also, if you haven't, it's not out yet, but Pete, you should look up some information about Skytopia too.
Skytopia?
Skytopia. It's also Cosmodrome.
Skytopia in Circle of Time?
Mm.
Interesting. Cool.
Cool indeed. So, trying to remember. Oh, I was going to say this. How does with Amazon regularly selling like every official WotC D&D book for 40% off, how does any store, like local game store, like manage to sell any of that stuff?
They can't do it efficiently. Some retailers, even in the industry chats, have even said they may just order from Amazon and get a better discount than going through distribution. Now, a lot of these retailers are only going to carry the books as a novelty to have them just to bring people in to buy the other stuff because they're not making any money off those books anymore now. It's
just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, they've basically they've put their foot down, put their line in the sand saying, we're just going to do direct, and that's going to be our primary way, and we'll still sell to retail and make it available. But that Amazon thing is going to change the landscape in D&D books. Because no one's going to want to pay full price for a book they can get for 45% or 40% off online.
Yeah,
with 2-day free shipping to your door. I mean,
it's 1 day. They'll get them to sometimes 1 day free shipping.
Same day.
It's one thing to support your local store, but there's also financial decisions that you just can't pass up on. Like, it's a $10 item, and you could get it for $8 at your local store. You could order it online for $10. You're probably going to just go to your local store and get it, so you can get it quicker. You can have it in your hand. You can support the local store. But if it's a $60 D&D book, and you can get it for $35 and have it at your house in a day or two, that's a different story. It's because when you multiply that by 5 or 6 books that you want to get, I mean, you're talking about a substantial amount of money. That makes it a lot tougher. So I feel for the local retailers, because I like supporting my local retail store, and I try to buy from them when I can. But when I see a really good deal, like a $20, $30, $40 difference in price, I mean, I still think with my pocketbook, because I don't have unlimited resources. So
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20. If I find a $40 game and I can get it for 36 online, I'm just going to go pay $40. But some of those $100 games that I can get for 60, that's a much different story. So
Especially when I start factoring in tax as well and things.
Yeah, which a lot of times you don't pay online, and most of the time you get free shipping. If you buy 2 games or you buy from Amazon and you have Prime, it's tough, and I feel for retail because they get kind of stuck because they have the overhead and they've got all the stuff to pay, and they got to pay shipping for their stuff most of the time, and they don't get the breaks that the end consumer gets, and it's tough. It's tough for them. So they have to have a super good clientele and atmosphere to make you want to spend time there so that it's worth that extra investment. And for really good stores, I have no problem paying the extra money. Like, I will spend an extra 10 or 15 or 20% to buy from a store that provides a service and provides a clean place for me to go play and lots of table space and a good staff and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. The ones that don't, I'll look for the cheap price. And
I have my local store here that I still at least try to, like, 1 out of 4 purchases I still try to make there, because they've been so good to me over the years. Their prices aren't great, but the store is fantastic.
And that means a lot. That actually makes up for a lot. I totally agree.
And so while I may not buy a majority of things there, And I will say there's like a couple publishers that I do buy from them all the time, because they happen to, their parent company does warehouse with AEG, so they have really good pricing on all AEG. So I buy anything AEG I buy from that store, and I find that anything Fantasy Flight is the same price there as it is online or anywhere. So I buy all it there too. So
yep.
I try to make sure and buy things from them.
Yeah,
I definitely want to keep my local stores going.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Important.
I mean, if I tried hard enough, I could get most of my stuff at wholesale or better with all the people I know and the trading and at conventions and stuff. But I try to make sure that there's at least something in my box at the store that they have for me where they just put games. I try to have something, at least 1 or 2 games in there at all times, so that every time I go there, I have something I can go in and just pick up while I'm there. I go to that store once or twice a week. So
I mean, Pete, based on the spreadsheet we were talking about earlier, I was working on, I could just get everything for free, apparently.
Yeah.
I just prefer to buy it.
Yeah, I just Dungeons and Dragons is so popular now, but it's like there's also it just seems like that's it. I remember being young, and I don't want to turn this into a big giant like, oh, I remember when, just like thing. But I mean, that was my excitement was, getting to the my game store and like seeing what new books and new stuff that come out for for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. And now it's like, I mean, there's no reason. I mean, you just go online, buy it, for. I mean, even the online retailers like Cool Stuff and Miniature Market, they even don't even sell them for like $30. I mean, like, it's either 35 or 50 or 40, and it's just like, oh well, you don't have, as long as you're getting the game in a day or two. I mean, it just sucks. It just like it used to be that was where you got your stuff, and
it's
and
the same thing that happened with Toys R Us. It's the feeling of going to a store and thumbing through the book and picking it up physically right there in front of you versus ordering it online and just showing up in your door wrapped in paper 2 days later. There's something to be said about that, going into a store and feeling the book and flipping through the pages and smelling that fresh paper, that entices you to want to buy it. But if you can save that kind of percentage.
But then it's the Best Buy problem.
They'll
go and they'll thumb through it and look through it and then turn around and buy it off of Amazon.
Well, that's why
happens too.
I mean, what is it? Best Buy. I mean, they just if you find something at Best Buy and you can find it cheaper on Amazon, you just show them the thing in Amazon and they will
price match it.
They'll price match it right then and there. I mean, that's the only way they can compete with that.
Yeah, they just leaned right into it.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, when I'm at my game store and I try to buy stuff from him too, but I mean, I see the people basically with their phone out, comparing the price, and then
the problem is though that's going to end up hurting Best Buy in the long run because they're not going to make their margins on a lot of their products that way. I feel like that's what happened with Toys R Us when they started doing the price match. If you can find it cheaper anywhere else online, they'll price match, and when you're expecting a 10 or 15 or 20% margin, and all of a sudden Amazon cuts it down to a 5 or 10% margin with all the overhead they have, that's how they lost their ass. I mean, that's how Toys R Us lost their ass. If Best Buy's not careful, especially as cheap as you can get electronics online, it's going to come back to bite them too. We already lost Toys R Us. I really don't want to lose Best Buy. I enjoy walking around that store and just finding cool stuff that I didn't even know existed. And
yeah, I'm actually surprised how much I actually still walk into Best Buy here. I actually do buy things still there.
What do you buy there?
I bought an SD card.
Okay. But what else is there to buy?
I still like physical media for my video games, so I either go to a GameStop or a Best Buy, and it's mostly Best Buy recently because GameStop sucks. But I usually go buy discs. Like all my Switch games, I like to buy physical. I just go to the store and buy them. I don't buy them online.
I bought a couple SSDs there recently. I bought a new video card. I still buy things there.
Yeah. We have Fry's here, so we can buy from there.
See, I miss Fry's, but I don't have Fry's here.
Yeah. I used to go to Best Buy all the time though, like just as a fun activity, but now I just don't care.
Well, so the problem is here.
Grumpy now in my old age.
Here in Orlando, Best Buy is the only place left to buy things at all like that. Like for a while, we had a Tiger Direct, we had a Comp USA.
Right.
We don't have any of that anymore. So
yeah, Best Buy to about business
right now.
Yeah.
I can go to Best Buy. Otherwise, obviously Amazon. But at the time I needed an SSD, the price difference between Best Buy and Amazon for the one I wanted was like $5. So I was like,
just get it now. The Amazon can be a Wild West with some tech stuff though. Right? You think you're getting one thing, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm getting another," or it's a refurb, right? And it's like,
right. And that's the other thing about like if I get an SSD and I go to a drive and I go to Best Buy and I pick it up, even if I picked up an open box item, which my Best Buy still has a lot of open box items. If I get home and something's wrong with it, I can drive right back and get it instead of having to ship it back, have another ship.
And a lot of times, if it's wrong, they'll swap it out with a new one, so you actually get it for the open box price. Because we had a problem with that with a TV. We got an open box TV and got home, and turned out there was dead cells in it. Came back and they didn't have another open box in that version, and ended up swapping us out with a brand new one with the warranty.
Yeah, I mean, my MacBook Pro that I have, I bought it at Best Buy as an open box item, and I got it like $1,500 off of what the new price would have been, and it's been great.
Mhm.
So
My Best
Best
Buy.
Buy still has its use.
Yeah,
If you look for things
From what I
that-
understand, it's a resurgence happening. They're doing pretty well.
yeah. I bought my VR stuff there. I bought both my Oculus Rift and my Oculus Quest there. They price matched based on online. I saved like $45 on both of them. I ended up getting them for like $55 off.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, I've always liked Best Buy.
And I actually still wander into a Best Buy up here when I'm not looking for something, just to see what might be that I haven't seen, or what might be an open box item that is just like, whoa, crap, that's a great deal, you know?
I think
So, yeah, no, Best Buy's still great.
Yeah, I like Best Buy.
We lose Aldi.
Yeah, I heard a little beep noise. It sounded like his power protector came on. Nope, he's here. He's here again.
Are you back?
He has popped in chat. I wonder if he had a power surge and it kicked his internet for a second.
He's back. Well, I'm getting tired anyway, so.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of seeing you.
Here.
Next week, let's try to bust through. Here, all these back. I'm gonna let them in.
And then
You gotta let me say goodbye.
I'll let you say goodbye.
I clicked the away button. They should say, "Are you sure you want to navigate away from this?" When I click the login button by accident.
Should. Next week we'll try to bust out like the first 300, 400, something like that.
Well, I'm done for
only have 600 left to go.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and then we can start, and then because I appreciate everybody else doing all the research, because then I can figure out which games I'm actually interested in by listening to everybody else.
Well, I've got 15 games on my list, even though some of them I'll already have before Essen, but I'm only doing research on that many because the rest of it just doesn't appeal to me. It's a lot of non-English language stuff. I mean, a lot of that list is going to be, it's only in German, skip, only, stuff like that. It may go faster than we anticipate because there's such a large amount of games that no one's going to want to hear about.
Or just don't know anything about.
Or simply it's a Euro only game. It's not coming to the US. It's not in English. Skip. There's probably
about how many was it? 700?
966.
Man, and there's probably some dupes in there.
Oh, I'm sure. I didn't count dupes. I just took standalone for sale, and it was like 900 something games.
And remember, you can pre-order them through the Cardboard Caravan.
966 was expansion.
You can 700. Pre-order 163 different titles.
Yeah, Lance.
I wonder what if you added up every title in the Cardboard Caravan, what that would total out at.
About $5,200.
52 for 163 games.
No, probably more than that.
Yeah.
The average price of the Cardboard Caravan is double SRP because it costs about that much to ship from Germany.
It might be 10 G's. Yeah, it might be 10.
It's probably more than that.
I know Jeff is still talking to companies and still.
Yeah. I had a meeting with them yesterday, and I posted up a thread asking for more, feedback of games that we should get.
I was the one thing you missed, Aldi, when you weren't here. Maybe you overheard me. I was watching old Sopranos episodes, and Carmela was carrying a Gateway Computers bag.
Oh,
the old the cow. Yeah, the cow bag. And I was just like, a blast from the past.
Sure is. Did you have a Gateway store out there?
We never did. We never had a Gateway store.
We had a store here in Dallas. Those things were junk.
I remember my old Packard Bell. I remember my old Gateway. I remember
Packard Bell drunk too. They were all
look, it's the Not Kitten. The big fat cat. No, yeah, I remember. Let's see. It was acquired. It was acquired by Acer in October 2007. Gateway Incorporated.
I remember my old Tandy. I remember my old Commodore 64.
I think we had a Packard Bell. when I was growing up.
In 2006, its last year of existence, they made $3.98 billion.
What? Why'd they sell it?
Well, because
Maybe they weren't making it. Maybe that was gross. That was gross. Right?
Yeah.
And E-Machines was that was the revenue, and E-Machines was one of their subsidiaries.
Right, with this cheap ass Celeron stick in it.
Yeah,
This thing sucked
Oh,
out.
then you probably remember. So you weren't in the part when I was talking about the E-machines. Do you remember the old Cyrix processors?
I don't remember those. I just remember the Celeron.
Intel, AMD, and Cyrix was the other company.
The celery stick. Okay, Cyrex. Huh.
I just remember there was the and we were talking also about how when like people wanted computers and stuff like that, it was like, oh well, how are you going to people that couldn't afford them? There were those like, oh, we'll bill you $79.99 a month for 3 years.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
You're
It was
paying
like
$10,000 for this computer.
Yeah.
Dude, you're getting a Dell. Remember that?
Yeah, dude, you're getting
Dude,
it.
you're getting a Dell. Dude.
and then that guy had like, what was it? He went to he was that the guy that got into a fight with the hooker that he ordered or something like that?
Okay, you're right. Stripper.
Yeah,
I think he did have an issue.
Yeah, so dude, you're getting a Dell guy. He was like, he had like something where he got arrested or something.
Ben Curtis.
So do you remember
What's his name?
His name was Ben Curtis.
And what happened? What's his
2004, he did Game & Flicks. He played he did something on Off Broadway. There's nothing on here about him having an issue.
I know you guys remember this, but Justin Long.
Oh, here we go. It wasn't as bad. His tenure with Dell ended shortly after he was arrested and accused of buying a bag of marijuana in 2003. Terminated the role, and according to Curtis, he was blacklisted from the entertainment community, and it was difficult for him to find work.
Over pot, which is all legal now.
Yeah, he was before his time. He was
a revolutionary.
Yeah. In 2007,
it's probably in Colorado too now, where it's legal.
In 2007, he was on an episode of Law and Order.
Oh,
so do you guys? I know you remember this. Justin Long and John Hodgman. I'm a Mac. I'm a PC.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like so cool. I'm Justin Long, and I'm so nerdy. John Hodgman.
John Hodgman's still around. Is the other guy still around?
Justin Long.
Yeah,
probably.
Probably.
I remember.
I saw on something recently.
I remember one of those commercials where they're like, "Macs just work," right? Like that was their thing. Like it just works.
It just works. Like you turn it on and it was.
Yeah, you plug in a printer, and they had like the female person come in who was the printer, and it. Of course, she went to Justin Long because they just worked or whatever. Like that ain't the case anymore. Mac stuff is ridiculously hard. I don't even want to get it to my parents anymore.
I'm an Apple guy, so
no, I know, but like, so you may remember when they took away the headset, you could buy the little dongle that would split it in the charger and the headset.
I have one.
Then, yeah, it just works.
Well, it's just like it's like phones that don't have a headphone plug-in anymore. Yeah, you just don't. You don't get to plug your headphones in. You got to use a Bluetooth headphone. I understand. I understand. It's like it's a new world, right? And we just live in it.
And we don't want to sell 99-cent headphones. We want to sell $100 AirPods.
Yeah.
Kabuki, you're right. I did see him in Tusk recently. That is a crazy movie.
I haven't seen it. Need to. It's Kevin Smith, right? Director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not. It was a bad movie.
I know we're about to leave, but have you guys seen Midsummer?
No.
Watch Midsummer. It's good. Scary. Creepy. That's by the director of
what's it called?
Delirium. Midsummer with an A. Midsummer. Midsommar. You might have to. It's streaming right now. I don't know if it's like easily.
Midsummer. S-U. Oh, okay. It's
Midsommar. Sommar. Swedish.
Oh, of course it's Swedish.
I'm assuming because it's set in Sweden.
Let's see here.
Good stuff in that movie.
Midsommar. Looks like a couple travel to Sweden to visit their friend's rural hometown for its fabled Midsummer Festival. It begins as an idyllic retreat, quickly devolves into an increasingly violent and bizarre competition at the hands of a pagan cult. Sounds amazing.
It was good.
2.5
hours.
2019 folk horror film written and directed by Ari Aster.
Yeah, Delirium.
He directed Hereditary. Okay, I'm in. I'm in because Hereditary was the movie that I was just.
It's not as good as Hereditary, but it's pretty good.
Hereditary was the movie that I had to like turn off, not because I was scared. I was like so. I was so tense. I was like the movie needed to give me a break, and it just wasn't. It just ramped it, and it ramped it. And it ramped it, and it ramped it. And I finally, about 2/3 through, I'm just going to take like a half hour to like do nothing and like turn all the lights on in the room. And then I'm going to go back.
That's probably one of the best horror movies in the past 10 years.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Midsommar is good, but not as good. It's more just like you want to see what happens, right? You can't stop watching it.
Gotcha.
Much like the KFC dating game.
Yes.
Much like the KFC.
Stop playing it.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. As always, next week, get ready. We'll get excited. We'll get through as much as we can, and then we'll go from there.
Do it again the week after that.
Yep, exactly.
Wait, is there enough time? What time we got?
We got time.
I'm leaving on the 17th, so I'll just.
I'm leaving on the 21st.
21st. So you're leaving on Monday?
Yeah, that's when my flight leaves.
Good luck.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, so you leave on Monday, it means you get there on Tuesday, and then you basically start working on Wednesday. So you have like only 1 day of acclimation, but you'll probably be fine. Just drink bangs.
Yeah, well,
the sunlight is apparently very important.
You'll be sluggish at first. That's what I did last year. Is I went on Monday, which gets you there.
Normal humans will have that problem, but I will not.
Not normal.
They're probably not going to let you bring a bunch of bang with you. So.
Well, I'm sure they have energy drink there.
Have you gotten that bang sponsorship going for the channel?
That'd be awesome. I saw how you see a Pepsi or a Coke truck, Aldi. I saw a bang truck.
It's a big deal.
I know. Ha 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 ha.
I just can't. Every time you say it,
I didn't understand how big it is, but I went to QT last night, and half the one of the coolers is filled with bang.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bangs out there.
Yeah, there is. So
it's banging.
And I remember I went into a Walmart and it was on sale for $2 a can. And I was like, oh well, I'll try this out and see what it's like. And the rest was history. So,
of course, we've
been banging ever since.
Yep.
When they do the autopsy, they're like, the substance, I don't know what it's, something called bang system.
It replaced his bones.
It replaced his blood.
He banged himself to death.
Got a lot of bang in it.
Yes, the jokes write themselves.
I know, right? I don't even have to try. This shit's just blowing.
I'm exhausted, and it's just keeps coming.
Yeah, you guys will, whatever. Join the bang generation.
Join the bang wagon.
Yeah.
On the bang truck.
Send that to them. They'd probably accept that one. Join the bang wagon. But that sounds like something you'd find at another website, actually.
It's like
we're getting
and moving on. Yes.
Jump on the bang train.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.